From the heart of the city to the outer edges of the Beltway and beyond, this is the District of Misfits show, the drinking show with a podcast problem. This is your guide into our unique and beautiful city, the good, the bad, the ugly, as well as the funny and straight up ridiculous. Told by us before someone tells it for us. The opinions expressed on this show are our own, and we make no apology.
I knew it.
Hi.
Take a shot to start it off. You didn't even get into it. You lose.
Still can't hear you, Boo.
Fuck! 2 shots. You're in for 2 already, the Boo.
Fuck!
You know,
Coming in hot,
times
y'all.
like this that make
Coming in
hot.
Fucking
Coming in
right.
hot. All right, so look. I don't have any hard booze, but what I will do to punish myself for these egregious acts of technical unprofessionalism, I'm going to chug this whole DC Brow, full transparency, mango flavor, support DC Brow, support local business. 1 moment, please. Let's do this.
Mm-hmm.
So, Jamie, go ahead and do your normal technically fuck up difficulty thing. So there you go. Shot.
Can't hear you either, Jamie.
All right, well, wait, hold on.
Hold on. Let's get shots and fucking rolling.
I did.
Okay. So while Jamie's punishing himself, welcome, heathens, to the District of Misfits show, the drinking show with a podcast problem. The podcast for the rest of us. That did not go down as smoothly as I had wanted it to. I may have partially inhaled some of that. But yeah, welcome to the show. I am CrushingBoo Dixon. CrushingBoo to all of you. And here with my cohorts, Marcus and Val and Jamie. And Jamie, as per usual, is...
Oh, there he
Had an
is.
issue.
He's in the Phantom Zone. And then,
Hey guys.
and now
Hi,
he's back.
Jamie.
Hey.
I'm coming to you live from a 5-year-old's bedroom.
Oh.
Jamie has kids, y'all. Don't just So yeah, welcome to the show. For those of you who are just joining us for the first time, thank you and welcome. Please like, share, repost, subscribe to our YouTube channel on Facebook and Instagram. It's the District of Misfits. On Twitter, it's at DC Misfits. Please support us. Go to CrushingDC.com and purchase some fine apparel like you see here. And on YouTube, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, the District of Misfits show, like a Tribe Called Quest. You say the whole thing. And on Twitch, District of Misfits. So let's go around the room. Marcus, tell the people where you can be found.
I am on all my social medias as the pasteurized chef. So catch me everywhere.
Marcus is also our technical director, y'all. He's pushing the buttons and he's responsible for all the fancy graphics. He's not just a pretty face.
Right. Or an ugly one.
He's developed some skills. He's developed beyond just a pretty face that only a mother could love. Anyways, Val, how about you?
What about me? Hi, I'm
where
Valerie.
Take a
Torres.
shot. Take a shot.
Take a
Take a shot. There's no way in hell you forgot that fast.
Where can you be found?
Well, I thought we were going around the room, so I thought we were going to go to Jamie and then me.
Okay, just so you guys know
I
how
was
like
nervous.
the streaming service works. You guys are all different on each other's.
No. That makes sense. Sorry.
I was going in order of seniority in term or longevity on the show. So
Well,
Jamie,
I just
all right.
figured I went last because I always had something stupid to say.
I mean, there is something to that too.
Man.
There's that too.
So my name is Valerie Michelle Torres. You can find me at Valerie Michelle Torres on Facebook. Michelle with 2 L's.
2 L's.
I'm also at VMTDC on the twits and on
I don't even
what
know
else
why you
am I?
give
Oh,
it out.
Instagram.
You don't use that. I don't even know why you give it out.
So here's the thing is I don't use. I'm sorry, Jamie. We're not getting to you yet, but I have not tweeted literally ever in like the 5 or 6 years that I have Twitter. I might have tweeted at least 5 dozen times in the past 3 days.
And they were all to Phil Mendelson.
No.
Probably, yeah. Fuck yeah.
She
Hold
slid it
on.
to-
What you doing, baby?
I have.
slid into those DMs and was like, "Hey."
Hey, boo.
What's up with you? She don't have to know. She don't have to know.
That's my bae. He knows it too. Believe me.
Jamie, where can the people find you on all your social?
You can find me far the fuck away from the goddamn Capitol. How about that?
Oh my God, dude, I have a story about that day. Once we get this going, I have a story. But go on.
Yes, lives infamously on Instagram. Bars Simpson on the Twitter scapes, and I'm just Jamie. God damn it.
Just Jamie. All right.
Jamie.
Are you guys okay? Are you guys okay? Did you guys enjoy Must See TV on Wednesday?
Define
No.
okay. bro.
You know, it's one of those things for me, and I know that I'm jumping the gun just a little bit. I just want to talk about the Must See TV real fast. I have never, I feel bad for congressmen and senators or whatever like that, but I've never had a chance in my lifetime to see white people act up like that.
Well, that's not really a good thing, though.
No, I enjoyed it. I was just like,
I mean,
we'll talk later. But I'm just saying,
Jamie,
this shit was just nonstop.
So Marcus, before we get to, first of all, this is it's the first and the bulk of what we will be talking about on the show. So he's not really getting too far ahead, but
It's
just in our desperate attempt to try to maintain some semblance of a format, Marcus, why don't you tell everybody the basic rundown of the show this week and what they can look forward to.
What we're going to be discussing is Y'all Qaeda and the Proud Boys, white privileges,
Y'all Qaeda.
capital, Coop. Trump's banishment for social media is the pros and the cons, and American heroes, the real ones.
Yeah, because we got some. Yeah, so first up, do we? Wait, safe words. Oh yeah, and later on in the hour, our friend Ian Taranji is going to be joining us because we need, somebody. We needed an actual intellectual. No offense to anybody. No offense to anyone on the dais, but Ian keep us legit.
But somebody who knows more than we do.
Somebody, we always need to have someone. We always need to have a guest who knows more than we do. So, safe words. If I may, I'm just going to.
I know my safe word.
What you're saying? I'm going before Val steals my safe word.
Nope. Mine is Wentworth.
Oh, son of a. Okay, no. You know what? She didn't steal mine. I'm okay with it. My safe word. My safe word's going to be freedom.
Freedom. I'm going to do Twisty, because I wish we all had Twisties and knock some motherfuckers out this week.
Dude, there's not enough Twisted Teas in the country a tidal wave of Twisted Tea might not have been able to wash that fucking shit away. Maybe what's your safe word?
Imagine how bad it smelled down that motherfucker. Maybe what you got for us?
I'm not going to crack any jokes until we can start talking about this. My safe word is panda.
Is what?
Panda. Because apparently they're fucking now.
This town and its obsession with fucking pandas, I will never ever fucking understand it. It's fucking weird, y'all. I'm from here. Here. Oh, yo, what up, Shannon Sunshine? Good to see ya. Shout out to everybody that's watching on my watch party. Let's see, we got Ryan and Tammy and Andrea and Megan and did I miss anybody else? I'll come back to you. Anyway, so in case I always feel like I have to start every show off with in case you were just coming out of a coma. It's been a pretty fucking action-packed week here in the belly of the beast. Bunch of Trump. I mean, I feel like to call them a bunch of Trump supporters is probably not enough, but you know what? Fuck it. Let's just call it what it is. A bunch of white supremacists came to town and abused, had their way with the police. Proud Boys had their way with the cops on Tuesday night, more or less. I think they, out of all the video that I've seen of them bucking and whatnot, I think they only arrested 13 people. And then Wednesday, after Trump's amazing, awe-inspiring speech, these terrorists decided to go fucking storm the Capitol. And so
the thing I enjoyed the most out of that entire speech was they left. Like Trump hopped in the car like he had to go take a shit.
Well,
like,
there was a couple
put the squad in the caravan real fast. I think
he was talking about I'll lead you there, and then he left.
Well, there's a couple things.
He just dipped.
You had Rudy.
Wait, not even done yet. The fucker didn't answer his phone. Like he was literally sitting there like an ex-girlfriend was calling him.
Yeah. So they gave a bunch of speeches. Rudy was talking
about, he was busy on his phone harassing the people who were in the Capitol building. Like he was busy harassing them, telling them that they should change their votes while they were being attacked by terrorists. That's what he was doing. That's why he was avoiding everybody else's phone.
Who's got time to be on the phone when you're cowering underneath some seats, with a gas mask over your face?
Can't answer the president's phone call.
So in the middle of these speeches, Giuliani's talking about trial by combat, and Trump is saying, you got to show strength and whatnot, and so I mean, it's what kills me is there's a bunch of stuff to unpack, and without getting too far ahead, I'm not speaking for anybody else on this show. I'm only speaking for myself. I am not them bum rushing the Capitol. It's not the issue. It's not for me, dude. Like my issue is that the response, the preparation, and the response to this event were completely different and worlds apart from, and we've heard this a million times. If I had $1 for every time I heard the saying, if it was a BLM protest, it would have never made it, I wouldn't need a stimulus check.
Right.
If I had $1 for every time I saw that on the internet or heard someone say it, I would not need a stimulus check, because this shit is what it is. So these people want to, they're so fucking mad. Their reasoning behind, my problem is their motivations, and my problem is the response to it. But there's been plenty of times where I'm like, yeah, maybe motherfuckers should roll up in there and fucking scare the fucking shit out of these people, because they are fucking around with our lives and our livelihood. The whole premise of the election being stolen and all that, I'm calling bullshit on that. So
yeah, that was just a bunch of angry white people who didn't get their way. The crazy thing is, I mean, all night long, every text message I got, and they were talking to everybody or whatever, the response was literally like, damn, I wish they start shooting these motherfuckers. But honestly speaking, you know what the big issue is? It's not that we want y'all to shoot them. It's that we want y'all to treat us like that.
Yeah. Here's the thing. If y'all are going to abuse us, then abuse them too.
Yeah.
I would prefer for no one to be abused, but given
do it right.
I tell you, let's look at it like this. There is a much, much stronger possibility of the cops treating them the way that they treat us. There's a stronger possibility of that happening than the opposite.
Right.
I just don't see it. Could I see, now that Trump's not president, and let's say, these people keep coming back to DC and keep coming back to DC, and the cops get fucking sick and tired of this, and there isn't a Republican running the fucking show to keep the National Guard from coming in and, help it, blah, blah, blah. Because eventually, I feel like if push came to shove, maybe, just maybe, we got a new black police chief. Conti can't take we can't blame Conti for the way that the police treated BLM protesters during the summer. That was was it Newsom?
Newsom,
yeah. Newsom, yeah. The mayor's still culpable. She's still, responsible for.
I mean, here's the thing. From what I was told, she spent the last 2 weeks trying to get National Guard into DC, and the DOJ kept denying her.
Oh yeah, look, listen. I don't doubt that. I don't doubt that at all. I don't doubt that at all. But again, she still has a lot to answer for the way the police treated local citizens, peacefully protesting. As far as I got into it with some people on social media this week that were like, what would you do? And I'm like, well, I would make sure that people like my friend Matt Sema don't get shot point fucking blank in the face with a fucking pepper spray, rubber bullet, or whatever the fuck, like for standing there in broad daylight with his fucking hands up. I would make sure I would make sure that a cop that did that would actually get in some fucking trouble. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like that's what the fuck I would do. But yeah, so I mean, we all week long, the biggest overarching thing hasn't really been like the only people that are like, oh my god, this isn't America. This isn't. We're better than this. The only people thinking that shit are like centrists. Well, everybody else on the left and on the right are like, no, this is America.
Right.
Like, this is America, especially if you're black, or like, yeah, dude, like this is what the fuck. What channel have you been watching your whole fucking life? Like, this is exactly who the fuck we are, and you know the different temperaments of the police. You know, between BLM and these fascists, it's a very stark difference. And yes, that is exactly who the fuck we are as a country. Like.
I mean, this completely goes back to so psych class, trying to become a teacher, right? One of the teachers, like the things you have to pay attention to is that, you know, the way teachers talk to black students in comparison to white students or whatever. Because it's like, it's almost like people are commissioned to think that, oh, one, we're not supposed to complain. Like, fuck you complaining about. You know what I mean? And two, you should already know.
Marcus,
that's a fucking thing.
Cue up the video, the Proud Boys video from like that Tuesday night. That I think it's the same standoff where that hero punches the white woman that tried to pull her mask off. It's from that night.
Right. So watching Fox News, because I'm a fucking asshole, I forgot the guy's goddamn name, but he literally just says you can't treat American citizens like that.
Yeah.
That the word for real?
No, he left out a word. No, stop. He left out a word.
He left out a good word.
He meant to say you can't treat white American citizens like that.
Ah, touche.
Like, I mean, it's like the unmasking, and then you rip the skin off the face, and you see the muscle and the sinew too. Like, it's beyond.
Or like trying to blame it on fucking Anderson Cooper. Trying to blame it on Anderson Cooper for saying like, you know, the Olive Garden, Hotel 6, whatever the fuck thing or whatever. It's like, bruh. Don't pass judgment.
The Holiday Inn.
Like the fuck are you talking about?
I believe this is the video. I believe I got the video you want.
Yeah.
If it's not, it's still in fight anyway. So let's see it.
Get the fuck up!
All right,
like
so
white privilege never seen anything.
Pause. You ever seen that meme about like day shift bartenders versus night shift bartenders?
Yes.
Yeah.
So the day shift cops came in. The day shift cops came in real sweet. The night shift
that wasn't the video that I wanted.
And nicotine and beat people the fuck up.
that wasn't the video that I wanted Marcus to show. But that to me is equal opportunity fucking ass whoopings. Like, that is what those people in that moment in time know what it's like to be black in that brief instance. Like, you just welcome to our world. Welcome to being on the opposite end of justice and law and order. Like, you know, and I'm all for it. What I really would have loved to have seen is, well, okay, so this all comes back to the preparation. Like, the fact that, here's the thing. Okay, yeah, the mayor might have called and requested assistance, and assistance may have been denied or whatever. Capitol Hill Police, though, they're their own jurisdiction. and they not only did they not staff the way that they should have, they, we got cops like letting people in. And there's reports now that there were there's obviously there's military people in the crowd. There's also off-duty cops that were like flashing their badges and then being allowed to like proceed on past the cops that are down with them.
Take it one more step further. The thing they're not talking about on TV is the fact that they stole laptops.
No shit.
Oh, I mean, they stole.
Yeah, they stole a lot of property. They stole a lot of property from like official.
There's a lot of sensitive material. But think about like this: you storm
one of
Pelosi's. You send a bunch of people in there, or whatever like that, and you send in the right people to go find whatever. Because you got to remember, those rooms aren't marked. They don't know whose office is whose.
So they went there.
No, but so they got one of Pelosi's aides' laptops or whatever. They're downplaying like what was on it. They're saying that it was basically just like, PowerPoint presentations and like that type of shit. But you never know. But dude, these are fucking computers. As soon as you plug that bitch in and go online, they'll fucking find you. So I'm not even. So fuck a laptop, dude. Like by the time you fucking, Jamie, cut that shit out. We can hear that. Take a shot.
Take a shot.
Are you eating, Jamie?
Go take a shot, motherfucker.
No, I'm doing this from Jamie's room because Jamie's doing weird shit or whatever in the living room. So
I'm bringing it in and to make this a little bit normal.
But to talk about on Boo's point. Yes, like that's all normal shit. You plug that in, normal person. But I mean, think about it. Like Trump did that shit on purpose. Somebody had to know he was going to go there. He did it up the street from the fucking building. Disappeared like crazy.
I mean, look. Here's the thing.
How did you know that you were grabbing Nancy Pelosi's and none of the rooms are fucking marked? You know what I mean? There's a lot of sensitive information.
No. Whoa. Stop.
No, they have nameplates out on there in front. They know
who's been inside of a government building before. Like everybody's name.
No, they have their nameplates in front of their offices. Like they know
outside of their private offices. Not in front of their private offices. That's all just straight.
No, see, Jamie, you have to understand. They have two offices. They have the one inside the Capitol, and then they have one that's in one of the administrative buildings that's connected to. So, inside the Capitol, Pelosi's name is Speaker of the House of all this grandeur. It's right out. There's a big old plaque right outside her fucking door. So, God, man, I feel like this could splinter in so many directions. There's so much to fucking unpack. Like, so yeah, these guys come. I knew that there was going to be a problem on Wednesday when I saw the footage Tuesday night of the cops. Yeah, they were pepper spraying a few of them. There was some pushing and some get back. But I did not see a fucking billy club swinging. I didn't see any, they came at him with kid gloves. So, of course, by the time Wednesday rolls around and there's 5 times, 10 times as many of them, and they have just been getting themselves all worked up, and then the president literally is like, let's go! Like, he almost bravehearted these motherfuckers. It was like, freedom! Like, and then got in a limo and went the opposite direction.
Right,
I personally think it's not even that. It's the speech later on that everybody was like, "Nigga, you are not helping." We was like, "Look, I know you guys think. I know you guys know. I know you guys know. Yeah, I know you guys want to know this right now. The election was stolen, but you still have to leave. You're special and you're beautiful. And they took it from us. They took it from us, but I love you. But you guys gotta go home. And
you're beautiful. You're beautiful.
Like, you're a piece of shit, bro. Like that was your response. Meanwhile, Pence all week long has just been like, nope. Whatever the fuck, man. You know what Trump did? You know what Trump did? He Alicia Keys them. He was like, "You are beautiful, no matter what they say." That is not Alicia Keys.
That's Christina Aguilera. Shot.
So while I was taking a shot, I am going to introduce to our show for today our lawyer.
I am so embarrassed.
You should be.
So you should be embarrassed. To Alicia Keys, the entire R&B community, the entire black community.
Boo,
I want to apologize. I want to apologize. Baby, shut up. I'm apologizing. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Stop stepping on people's lines. I'm trying to apologize. Thank you, Marcus. Woo! I'd like to apologize to my mother, to my father, to my children, to my children's children. Jamie's gonna roast all of us because you muted him, even though he should have shut the fuck up and let me talk because I already embarrassed myself.
On behalf of Hispanics, we take great offense, every single one of us, to you messing up Christina Aguilera.
Yo, all the Christina fans out there, because when there was the battle between Britney and Christina, I was always team Christina because she could actually sing. But all right, so let Jamie back in so we can all.
Jamie's been back.
He's been back in.
He's been unmuted.
Oh, now we get the silent treatment. I don't know which is worse.
Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
First thing first, Ian, you are one of.
Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
Ian, you are one of 2 people on earth that know Christina Aguilera is actually Spanish, and 2 of us are on the screen right now. Boo, I'm not saying you lost your black card.
I knew that she
but
was.
I need my secret Dakota ring back.
Her last name is
I need that
Aguilera.
secret Dakota ring back right now. You can keep the calendar though. You get the secret Dakota ring back. Marcus, you're laughing too fucking hard at these goddamn jokes, bitch.
What? I didn't hear that. What?
You can't laugh too hard at these jokes. So, Ian, you are
I just happen to be white.
You are the wisest person on the panel.
Wow. I don't know about that.
And the book. You are the book smartest person on the panel. Give us your professional, legal, analytical analysis.
First of all, can you guys hear me okay?
Yes.
Yes, for the
right.
second time. Take a shot.
I'm laughing at Boo, because Boo is like the words that you know how to use.
What?
Use those words.
Wait.
Yeah, this was.
I'm fighting the urge to say irregardless. Up too late.
Oh no.
So what had happened was, Ian, give us your take on the unfoldings of things. Like, it's a lot, man. It's a lot.
It's really a lot. It's hard to process because we're fortunate in the United States. We have water boundaries on either side, so we're not liable to be invaded by our neighbors or anything like that. So our capital, other than the War of 1812 when the British came, our capital has never been under siege the way it was, and it absolutely was a siege. The Congress was in the middle of business. These people came in, and interrupted that business, and violence ensued. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy to think about. I am somebody who I have followed not just U.S. politics, but the conservative movement, the American conservative movement in particular, all these years, and I've kind of seen this degradation ever since the 90s, since Clinton was elected. Really was when they first started to just go really crazy, and I think their media, Fox News, Rush Limbaugh, and then everything else that spawned, the Ann Coulters, the Sean Hannitys, and everything. There's just been such this toxicity of right-wing media, and it's only gotten worse, and it's made their audience worse and worse and worse. I mean, if you want to understand the toxicity of right-wing media, all these people at the Capitol, they thought they were the good guys. They thought they were the patriots.
Oh, yeah. And they still do.
Fucking crazy.
They still do.
Crazy. As they're getting arrested.
I want to ban the word patriot from the fucking zeitgeist, dude. I'm so over it.
Yeah.
I was watching something earlier today, another podcaster who I just discovered and really and really respect, but they made a really, really succinct point that patriots, every time I hear the word patriot, it is usually associated with somebody that would prefer that I not be alive.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah, well, it's also like Christian too. I mean, it's one of those words that they've appropriated. Patriot is someone who has great love of his country, his homeland, and that shouldn't
synonymous with nationalist.
With nationalist, it's also not synonymous with the left or right ideology. It's just it's love of country. I would argue love of country means wanting to preserve our system of self-government that has been really, really important, is really unique in the world. And look, we've seen We know what other failed states look like. We know what states look like when they go from a democracy to a functionally one-party rule. I mean, we see those countries all over Europe. Poland is like that. Hungary is like that. Turkey is like that. Russia is definitely that. Israel is moving towards that. I don't think Israel is as extreme as those others from a political ideology standpoint. Israel has, a lot of its own other problems that are really serious. But like, we've seen what failed democracies look like, and they look like Russia.
Well, question: how many of those
like
failed democracies are because of shenanigans by our government too?
Speaking of shenanigans by our government, I actually had a quick conversation with an older gentleman, right, who is Canadian, and he was saying how listening to the conversation from his family back in Canada, it was like listening to the global scale of what this literally means. They just watched a bunch of random ass people jump onto the Capitol building, climbing the wall like a bunch of Mexicans. You like that joke, don't you? Racism. Anyways, you watch this, and from a global standpoint, for us to be the ones who have to be in every street fight, every fight on the goddamn block, and then all of a sudden they just watch us have a really weak moment.
Oh my God, I should have had Marcus pull up the meme where somebody, like, it's a picture of people climbing, and they were like,
The cracker.
Trump supporters demonstrating that walls don't work.
Hold, please.
Like
it's not even that walls don't work. You see the one with Mario Brothers when the guy fell and it was like
but Marcus, go ahead and cue up that video. Cue up that video because, like, all right, so while Marcus cues up the video, I want to tell a story. I had to go pick up glasses for my son that day, and the office is on the back side of Union Station, which is a few blocks away from the Capitol. And I'm driving back, and I had this weird premonition that I was gonna get back to the house, and Sarah was gonna call me or text me and be like, "Yo, have you seen the news?" And I shit you not, I get back to the house, I walk in the door, I hand DJ his glasses, I get a text message from Sarah, and it's like, oh no, or she FaceTimed me and was like, "Yo, have you seen the news?" And I went on there and was like, holy fuck, like this shit was literally erupting as I was driving down 2nd Street Northeast, heading back to my house. Marcus, you have the video queued up? So I want to call this video before you play it. I want to call this video. This falls under. We used to do a segment called "What Did You Think Was Going to Happen?" But I think like
yes.
What did you think was going to happen? Addendum. This guy probably doesn't have insurance. Go ahead and play the video.
Fuck around and find out.
Yeah.
Philadelphia's finest, baby.
So fun fact, the stairs were like 20 feet away. As you may have heard, Donald Trump incited a mob of angry white supremacists, Trump supporters, to overthrow the government at the Capitol building in Washington, D.C. But little did these terrorists know, if you haven't done anything remotely active in over 25 years, do not try to change that on the day you stage a coup. I guess you can't develop upper body strength in your mom's basement after all. But luckily for him, he didn't have to worry about sustaining any traumatic brain injuries after the fall. But it did give us some quality content.
I don't know who that video is from. If you could pull up their name, give them a shout out real quick. I did not realize that there was a whole bunch of audio to that. I thought it was literally just the clip of that dude falling.
But at the end, it is the Mary
quick correction.
Whoa, hold on.
Quick correction.
Jamie.
I know a lot of people who live in their mother's basement who have a lot of upper body strength.
So what I was going to say at the end of it is the Mario and Luigi theme song at the end.
No, but who made the video?
Right, but who is the video from?
I was hoping we could I just want to give credit where credit is due when we can. But yeah, I bet you that motherfucker is not insured. So to me, I'm like, you broke your shit. You're part of
your ankle.
You're being seditious. You broke your ankle.
Yeah.
You probably ain't got no insurance.
I would say this.
Probably in jail.
I would say this as Coach Juwan Howard would say: don't get ready, stay ready. You got to have that upper body strength built before you try to scale the walls.
Stop. Did you just say Coach Juwan Howard? I'm just not.
Yeah. Take a shot for that one.
I wasn't ready. I've had to chug all of my alcohol for punishment. I have to go get more.
Also, like, you see that old fat
Coach
dude,
Juwan Howard.
He doesn't run up the stairs, let alone climb a fucking wall.
No, okay. So the thing is, the stairs literally, and as the dude said in that video, the stair. I have worked on the west lawn of the Capitol, with the exception of 2020. Every year for the last 3 years since 2017, they do the concerts for Memorial Day, 4th of July, and Labor Day. This is the first year because of COVID we didn't do any of that. So I will never ever look at the West Lawn ever the same again, because when you go to do those things, like, it's 2 weeks. For 2 weeks you're down there every day, like. It's just, I'm never gonna look at that shit the same.
I'm not gonna lie.
While we're talking about, this dude who fell, there was a bunch of injuries. One cop got killed. One cop was injured.
Crushed. You got fucking crushed.
No. Wait, was that? No. No, that's
that
a whole
that guy
different
didn't
cop,
die.
bro.
Yeah,
that guy did not die. Marcus, cue that shit up. So
I don't want to hear that guy screaming. I'm not gonna lie to you.
We had the dude that tased himself.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
The guy getting crushed is a rough one for me, guys.
The guy getting crushed is rough. Well, because in the video, dude, in the first part of the video, you see one person is attacking him.
Yeah.
And then while he's trapped, and then you see another person once they realize, like, yo, this motherfucker is about to die in front of me, and you see him try to help, he tries, watch the video. It's insane, dude. And I didn't even see this video until today. This
is the officer who passed away, who was killed.
No, the officer. The officer.
This is a different officer.
This is a different officer. Now, the officer who died was hit in the head with a fire extinguisher.
Right.
Went back to the station, collapsed,
and then had a stroke. Yeah.
Yeah, he collapsed.
I didn't know there was a second officer.
Well, so the second officer didn't die.
Only one officer died.
There's an officer who got hit with the fire extinguisher. He died.
No, I caught that.
Then there is the second officer. Yeah, then there's the second officer who
didn't die.
Dude, it's like a bad scene out of 300, dude.
It's a bad scene, but he
didn't die.
That
first fucking scene where they're just, the hordes are all pressed against each other and shit.
It's like it gives me anxiety to watch that clip. I couldn't get through the whole thing. It was giving me anxiety.
And so there was the woman. She was 40 something. She got trampled carrying the "Don't Tread on Me" flag, which, if you are a fan of delicious irony,
I'm sorry. Is that bad that I'm laughing?
Step up to the buffet, dude. This shit's wide open. Wide open.
It's so deliciously wrong, though.
You had the dude who got a heart attack. You had the dude who got a heart attack from tasing himself in the dick. Which, how the details of that shit got out.
While he was stealing.
Protect your boy. Why would you let those details get out, man? Unless evidence.
As much jackass as I've watched, those guys have tased some guys in the dick a lot of times.
Bro, I'm a bartender. I was a bartender.
Well, that man had a heart condition. He was he had already.
I was a bartender for 25 years. I have tased friends of mine just for fun, and have been tased as well, just for support, but not in the junk.
I would say this.
Back. Eric Judicki tased me in the junk once. And
I would say this: if you have a heart condition,
he tried. I took the batteries out of the taser.
If you have a heart condition, do not tase yourself in the dick.
Do not tase yourself, especially in the dick.
As a general
anywhere, but definitely the dick.
And then and then a woman got shot. Cop shot a woman. Cop shot a white woman. So of course America.
White America is
America's
we're having a vigil. We're having a vigil. She's one of ours.
She was a veteran.
She was a fucking terrorist. She was a criminal who was in the middle of a criminal act and she got shot.
An act of
sedition. Fuck you.
An act of
terrorism. Fuck you.
And again, dude, you could protest. Dude, I went to the Million Man March, the first one. Can you imagine if like right there on the mall, if Farrakhan was like, "We're going to the Capitol." Are you fucking kidding me, dude?
Nah, it wouldn't have been a bean pie sold that day.
We would have never made it up. We would have never made it up the hill, dude. We'd have never made it up the hill. We'd have never made it past the reflecting pool.
No, you wouldn't have.
Reflecting pool would have turned red with the blood of black men getting their heads fucking caved the fuck in and shot the fuck up. Like, I just don't even want to hear it. And so what's great though is that there has been some level of unity that has happened, because the one thing that we can all, two-thirds of the country can agree on is that white supremacists can eat a bag of dicks.
Yeah.
Right.
So, we're unified in that, but now we are in this situation, and I'm only saying this because I want to kind of keep the conversation moving so we don't get too stuck on this. We're at the point now where after all this shit goes down, the election, their attempt to try to stop the election from getting certified, like they kind of shot themselves in the foot. They basically,
That's the irony of it all. That's the irony of it all.
With the exception of the fringe lunatics in the House, and like most Republicans that were going to contest the election, like woke the fuck up and was like, "Oh, this isn't a fucking game anymore. All this crazy inflammatory ass rhetoric. Like, these people are actually willing to listen to us. There's actual fucking consequences that could be brought down upon us for inciting this shit." Because, like, okay, maybe had they actually gotten in, taken over, and got them to decertify the election, all right, well, what then? What's your plan after that? Like, this is the thing. They didn't have a fucking plan. Their plan was to storm the Capitol, and that was it. Like, disrupt.
Right, because they were led to believe that they could make some sort of change. Like, they were led to believe that by doing so they could exact some sort of change and make there was no way that they could change anything. Like, the process it was already in. What?
It's
the ultimate. These guys are.
Dude.
These guys are Cowboys fans. They walk into the stadium talking big shit, and then they blow it in the end for the last 25 years. What I'm saying is
that sounds like the Washington football team too.
Hey, now
these guys literally watch the Patriot, and they're sitting there like it's 1776. We're gonna storm the Capitol. I mean, the Declaration of Independence is literally just like an admission of we're going to war, for real. And they thought that was it. That this was the start of their holy war. This was what they've been training for, or at least everyone else except for that guy who fell off the fucking wall. You know what I mean? And their plan was like, once we take over, Trump's gonna be in charge forever. It's like, oh, right, don't.
And now a lot of them are going to jail. They're getting arrested.
So okay,
a lot of these guys are facing serious time. And while I think that they all need to be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law, the criminal justice system, at least in theory, the bases are punishment, but also deterrence. And I think you need to send a message to other people that, look, this is not how you deal with political differences.
So
all that said, I feel kind of sorry for these people because they have been duped. They have been lied to by people that they trust, why you trust Donald Trump? I don't know.
These people are unemployed. They're unemployed. Some of these people are
not
broke
true.
as
Not
shit.
true.
Some of these people.
There was a CEO of an insurance company who was there. There was a general counsel of another insurance. Like, there were a lot.
Hold on. Yeah, well, let me finish. I wasn't talking about specifically on the day of. I'm just speaking the MAGA crowd in general.
The MAGA crowd in general are very well employed. Like, people think that they're like toothless hicks in the Appalachians. The MAGA crowd have boats. They're in retirement communities in Florida. They can afford to fly
across the country multiple times for rallies.
Like, the MAGA crowd is like a six-figure crowd. I mean, this notion that it's all coal miners with dirty faces is bullshit.
Well, I was just talking about the people that are still giving him money Like Trump, like here's everything that Trump is raising for his 2024 campaign. This dude is gonna pocket and fly to fucking Scotland or some shit. Like,
Oh no! If I was
Scotland
Trump
won't
right
take
now,
him.
I would
No.
already be in
I was
Argentina.
just saying that because he's got a golf course there.
And he fucks Scotland over too, so they're gonna kill him. But what I'm saying is, like, if I was Trump, I'd already be in Argentina. I'm out.
Marcus can attest.
that you fucked up.
Marcus can attest. I've been saying since the beginning of Trump's presidency that he was going to end up in exile somewhere in Russia. Putin's going to hook him up with some kind of a dacha, on a lake, and he's never going to be able to leave except maybe go to like Uzbekistan or something like that.
No, how much time does this dude even really have on this planet, though, man? He's like in terrible shape, and this stress can't be good for you. This level of stress and anxiety has to be rotting him.
I don't think he has stress and anxiety.
Out.
I think he has.
Stressed, yeah.
I think he has like rage, like
Mania.
boiling rage. I don't think he's stressed, and I don't think he has anxiety. I think. He has mania. I think he is manic.
I think that his dad
losing his mind.
I think his dad paid for every pitch thrown to him when he played Little League Baseball.
No, he didn't play no damn baseball.
No, he did play baseball. He did play sports. He did play sports.
Only fans, Megan. It's only fans.
Listen what I'm saying.
Not fans only.
The way he acts is like it's like how did he? In his mind, it's like it's impossible for him to lose. What did I miss?
I'm picturing Donald Trump with like a cap.
Megan, take a shot. Megan, take a shot.
Hold on. I need a refill.
Do a refill, though.
I'm picturing.
What I'm saying is like I feel like he was raised so fucking coddled that the thought of losing to him is an impossibility. So for him, he's probably mad as shit. He's just like, no, there's no way in hell.
I think he knows what kind of criminal legal exposure he has when he is no longer the president. I think he knows that he owes close to $1 billion to creditors that he has no way of repaying when he's no longer president. I think he knows that the people that he's cultivated are not enough to support the Trump brand, that the Trump brand has basically become toxic, with the exception maybe of like, he could probably do like a Trump Tower in Dubai, a Trump Tower in Moscow, but like the Trump Tower in Chicago, they're probably going to take the name off. Trump Tower in New York, they might take the name off. I mean, it's, he's going to be in a bad shape in about 12 days. So I think he's thinking to himself, I got 12 days to make shit right for myself, or else I'm going to be in a world of hurt. And I don't know that he can make things right for himself.
That's why I'm surprised he hasn't left yet. That's why I'm surprised.
I'm just terrified that he, he still has 12 days. Like, he's so out of touch and he's so unhinged right now, and he's having massive temper tantrums. Like, he was removed from Twitter. Like, he was removed from all social medias. Like, he has none of his like preferred outlets, and like he's losing his fucking shit. Like, he's not allowed to tweet, but he's allowed to still have the keys to nuclear weapons. Like,
what? Anderson Cooper said it best. He doesn't have to tweet. Marcus, turn Boo on or something like that.
Boo turns himself on.
I'm on it, guys.
You know what you can do though? You know what he can do if he wants to get the word out? He could throw a fucking press conference, just like every other guy.
He could. So check it out. Like, apparently Pelosi talked to the joint to the Joint Chiefs and to all the higher ups of the Pentagon.
The vice president.
And they basically are like, you don't have to worry about him getting a hold of the football. Jamie, we can hear that. It's really loud. Please stop.
I'm not doing anything.
Like, drumsticks. Whoever's got drumsticks, put them fucking shits down. I can hear.
It's either Ian or Jamie.
Is that you, Ian?
I don't like it.
My drumsticks are over here.
There's drumsticks in here.
Motherfucker, I just saw you holding drumsticks like 5 minutes ago.
I put them down. I don't know where the fuck
you were twirling them like you were fucking Ricky Rocket from Poison, motherfucker.
Oh, here they go. Hold on. Wait.
Fucking Lars up in this dick, dude. Thank you, Ian. Thank you. Yeah. Fucking Questlove up in this motherfucker. Like.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
I'm not just a lawyer.
No. Yeah. Shout out to Questlove. Shout out to Questlove. Except your afro's on your chin.
Boo, there's something to be said from a bald-headed man talking about afros in general. I will fry your ass up.
Oh, so for the
You
third
gotta
week
take
in a
the-
row,
you gotta take the L on
motherfucker.
that one.
Fuck you.
Uh,
Anyway,
hey,
so Val, so real quick, I want to do our a word from our sponsors, station identification. This is the District of Misfits show. We want to thank you all for tuning in. Please like, share, comment, and then like and share some more. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram at it's the District of Misfits, Twitter at DC Misfits. You can find us, subscribe to our YouTube channel, the District of Misfits show. On Twitch, you can find us at District of Misfits. And if you really like what we're doing and would like for us to continue to be able to thrive, please go to CrushingDC.com, where you can acquire apparel such as this nice Scully that I'm rocking, as well as this nice little zip up that I got that I was super duper excited about. DCAF gear for all of you people that want to rock DC as fuck, but you don't want to have the word fuck.
But have children.
You know, you got kids and shit. We got a
Not
PG
me.
rated version for y'all to fucking wrap yourselves in. So come.
Philly as fuck coming soon.
Philly as fuck coming soon for all you mega degenerates out there.
You know what? That's true. I do not wear my DC as fuck shirt around the house because I got 2 little kids. I think I need.
Well, now
rock
you can
some
have a
D- I need to
DCAF.
get-
There you
I'm
go.
gonna get some
Dude, you got a
DCAF.
baby? We're gonna throw that shit
I
on
have
some
mine.
bib.
What?
We're gonna throw that shit on some bib, man. Like we're gonna have you all
There it
styling
is.
and profiling this summer when we're all allowed to go back outside again, maybe.
Can I ask a question?
Ever.
What are y'all drinking?
I am drinking. I'm drinking a myriad of things currently.
Wow.
Full transparency. I'm drinking a hard
Going
seltzer.
down.
I also have one of these.
I'm throwing a
I got
little
this as
OJ in.
I
just
got
to
this
like,
as a Christmas gift.
is that
lucky.
sake?
Oh
That's
yeah.
okay.
I'm all about the
Yeah.
Japanese whiskey, man. It's good shit.
Fancy.
Dude.
And Boo,
Damn
Boo,
nice,
you'll
huh?
appreciate.
Made out of
Hold up,
made with rice.
Boo-
Is that rice
Boo
whiskey?
again. You'll
No, not
appreciate
rice
this from
whiskey. No,
DC as
it's-
fuck days. You'll appreciate this from DC as fuck days.
Oh my god.
Oh fuck!
Oh,
Wow.
Does that say
Wow.
Oh, that was one of the worst next days of my life.
I
God.
don't know where the ghetto was in Delaware, but I know you were up in it.
It's in Wilmington.
Dude, that fucking shit. So, all right. So Val had.
Wait, unlike you hoes, y'all keep leaving me out of shit. Goddamn it! Like,
What are you
I'm
drinking?
drinking Blanton's on the rocks.
That's
I
a good
mean,
one. Good choice.
man.
Good
Who's
choice.
so fancy, Jamie?
So
Right.
fancy.
Good choice. That's called taste. It's called.
Yo,
taste.
I'm loving these new graphics, Marcus.
That's fancy.
It's
I
tight. This
worked
lower
hard.
third is looking sexy. So, one of the things that Val mentioned, we were talking before the station identification, is so Trump has been banned from Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, to a lot of people's
Yes,
pleasure
ma'am.
and to a lot of people's dismay. And those of us, we're all on this platform saying things that might be offensive to some and entertaining to others. Some people might even be like, what you guys are doing is harmful, even though it's not. But we are a country based on the First Amendment. Like all men are created equal. That's a very subjective thing that we can debate back and forth. But the First Amendment is something that I feel like no matter who you are in this country, no matter what your political affiliations are, this is the hill that we all fucking die on. Like
You wanna hear
everybody,
something really funny?
everybody, no matter what, is like, I have the right to say what I want, and we can take it back to
Can
the
I-
whole.
Once he got kicked
Oh,
off of social media, you know good and damn well whatever customer support guy at MySpace who had to take that phone call was mad as shit.
MySpace. Shout out to MySpace.
Yeah,
So,
It's MySpace.
Ian,
Listen, I'm gonna bring you guys a bunch of customers really, really fast. Just let me
you guys,
on. I can't
you guys
remember
will be
my password.
the
Look,
biggest social media app
It'll be
on
the
the
biggest
planet.
social media app on the planet.
Thank
I'm
you,
just
Megan.
saying, I don't know how to get there. Like,
So
Yeah, Megan,
we
delivered.
Wait, so I need.
can you still sign
so-
into MySpace?
Yes.
Jeez.
It's,
I mean, you have
MySpace
drums
is
now.
mostly mostly
Musicians.
bands now. It's
So
mostly
you can do it
musicians.
now,
Yeah.
Jamie.
I
Now
never
you have
had
drums.
Dude,
I
MySpace
never had
was the
MySpace.
shit. MySpace was fucking fantastic, yo. You could cultivate your entire shit. You could have your own theme music. You could, once you got the HTML codes and shit, you could have customize your own backgrounds. Where the MySpace where you got static in MySpace was the whole top friends thing. Because at first you could have like 8 top friends. But if you knew like a bunch of people, motherfuckers would go, man,
40.
Like, welcome up. Yeah, they had to stretch that shit to 40. And even then, people were still like, I didn't make your top 40. Like, you know what I mean? Like
I remember like my MySpace page was like,
they mad at you like you Casey Kasem and they didn't make the fucking countdown that week, dude. Like, and for all you youngins out there, Google Casey Kasem. You're welcome in advance. You can still hear his shit. You can still hear his shit on the radio on Sunday nights.
My
apparently.
MySpace page, my Black Planet page looked exactly the same. It was just all roots music and a bunch of shit I couldn't afford and me smiling. Like,
right? So I want to get
background picture of like a Bentley.
I want to get Freedom. I want to get Ian's take on the deplatforming of the first deplatforming of a president, of a sitting president. Yeah. What pros and cons? Go for it.
Pro, this motherfucker shuts the fuck up. Con,
I love Casey Kasem. I miss him.
yeah, this is not a First Amendment issue. It's not a freedom of speech issue. You know, I mean,
No matter what people try and say that people are trying to argue that this is like
people always
know,
like to throw freedom of speech around in instances in which it does not apply. This is not a freedom of speech issue, and I also don't think that the First Amendment should be. I don't think the First Amendment should be as broad as it is. Quite frankly, I think you should not be able to spread disinformation, purposeful disinformation. I think that there can be regulation of that type of speech. I think there should be.
Ian, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Ian, do you think so? Let me ask you 2 questions. First question is, do you think that he should have been deplatformed?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, okay. Do you
Long
think
time ago, probably.
Okay,
Yes.
that was
Long time ago. Long time ago.
That was my second question, because I really feel like them deplatforming him now is the same thing as all of the people in his cabinet that are jumping ship with fucking less than 2 weeks left. Like, you've been on this ride. Yeah. You've been on this ride. See it to the end. Who the fuck jumps off a roller coaster during the last fucking 30 seconds? Like, bitch, you've already taken the fucking ride, dude.
You've already made yourself unemployable.
Yo, seriously, like, oh my god. I mean, wait. They're unemployable unless guillotine tester is an occupation. Like, I'm sure there's plenty of work in that department.
Well, Val read something from Forbes magazine today.
Whoa.
Yeah, they had said something about how there was something about the Forbes executive that said that they should not hire Trump people who hire Trump officials are basically acknowledging that they are liars, that they are willing to be
unethical.
Yes. And yes. and it will decrease their value as far as like the Forbes 500 is concerned, and
so they would do a lot more research into the company because they don't believe people who hire these people.
Marcus, that comment that you put up from Ashley, if you can bring that back up, that's legit. Yeah, if these people jumping ship had any integrity, first of all, if they had any integrity, they would have never taken the job in the fucking first place.
Sure.
Right.
But if they were really that incensed, like the way that they said that they were, then they would stay on and they would agree to fucking take him out of office. They would sit with the rest of the cabinet, convince them to enact the 25th Amendment. If they really gave a shit. They don't care. They want to just
What do you think about the possibility? Like, okay, so they're saying that impeachment will take too long. That to do the process with its due diligence and everything, Trump won't be in office anymore, and impeaching. Yeah. So there's some arguments that it's not worth it because by the time
impeachment will be quick. It's the process in the Senate of hearing all the evidence and then, deciding guilt or innocence. So, like impeachment, from what I understand, from what I've heard today on the news, the Democrats plan in the House plan to bring articles of impeachment as soon as Monday.
Right.
I guess they're working the weekend to fix it, as opposed to
Everybody is
on the Saturday.
working for the weekend.
So, like they so I suspect, like, you could have articles of impeachment.
I thought the House adjourned.
drafted. No, they're still in session. You could have articles of impeachment introduced in the House and voted on by close of business Monday, I think. But Mitch McConnell has basically already said that if
they're just going to extend it.
Yeah, that like the first day that they could hear evidence would be January 19th.
But here's the thing: so I saw this thing, and I actually posted it on my own page. But so when people are saying, "Well, what's the point of impeaching him? There's only a few more days, less than 2 weeks,
If
right?"
you impeach him,
But
he can't
he
run.
loses his pension, he loses his $1 million a year travel allowance, he loses a lifetime full Secret Service detail, and he won't be able to run for public office ever. He can't run for president in 2024. So those are 4 main things that he can, that would be worth it to even, continue with his impeachment process even after Joe Biden is sworn into office. So for me, I feel like it's worth the trouble.
So what the fuck?
That's called good producing right there.
Thank you, I guess.
Extra production.
Rest in peace, Patrick Swayze and Chris Farley. Like, all right.
No doubt.
I want to do a real quick shout out to Jeremy and Jessica and who else? Bong. What's up, Bong? Hammerly. Let's see who else. David. David Colo. And who else?
Janai.
We got Janai. Yeah, you guys are all in my MySpace top 40. Okay. And if I missed Nicole. Yeah, shout out to Addie. Everybody watching on my watch party. I appreciate y'all. Please tell your friends, like and share us. Go to CrushingDC.com and buy some shit and support us. If you don't have a job and you're unemployed, this does not apply to you. I'm not trying to make broke people give us money they ain't got. So, for those of you still working from home and still collecting a paycheck, we would appreciate you. And,
we also want to give a shout out to other people who are watching on different platforms. Dr. James Myers is watching from Atlanta on our DC Fuck Show page.
Shout out to the ATL.
Does anybody have a long distance dedication?
Long distance dedication.
I would like to dedicate this Bud Light to my friend Eric Bear, who's watching from Cincinnati, from Loveland, Ohio.
Oh, what up?
Who else?
I'm a Michigan guy, but I have love for Ohio.
Yeah.
I still refer to it as America's belly button, but I got peeps in Ohio too.
Let's not get crazy. I don't have a ton of love for Ohio.
Just a little smidgy of love. Same. I have a smidge of love because I have a few people who are out there who I love dearly.
And it's like New Jersey and Florida. Most of the people that you know from there don't live there anymore.
They left.
They came here or somewhere else. All right. So wait, what else were we? What else
like
was
silly
on
people in DC?
Oh
yeah. But Jamie wasn't here for it. Oh, we just matrixed out, dude.
What up, Aaron? Love you, Aaron. Hey, Boo, let's do a call in action, my friend.
Hey, so
Hey.
Facebook and Instagram. You can find us at the District of Misfits. On Twitter, we are at DC Misfits. YouTube, the District of Misfits Show. Twitch, the District of Misfits. And you can find us on most of your favorite podcast streaming platforms.
Do we shout out to Megan the Gay?
We always shout out to the gay.
Okay, just making sure. Ashley Harrison, Michael Hairstein, Sheena Marie.
I mean, we've been texting with Megan all night on this thing.
I know, but did we shout out to Megan? Is my
Well,
point.
we just
Because she is
multiple times.
honestly, I feel like I
Are
can
you watching
legitimately
the fucking show that we're doing?
Shh.
Are you watching? Are you paying
Legitimately, I can say that Megan is probably our biggest fan. She posts all the time. She wears
have
our
hit put-
shit.
Hey.
Fucking, I love you, Megan. You're the best.
I thought Marcus's dad was our biggest fan. Oh,
And
wait,
him
no.
too.
He's your
No.
biggest fan for some
He's
fucking
my biggest fan.
He is your biggest
likes
fan,
you
Boo.
more than he likes
He is
everybody.
your biggest fan.
In theory, he would be number 2 to Charmaine, but in terms of the show,
Yeah. Val, take a shot from Megan.
Taking one.
Shit. Also, Ian, how about you talk about your show real quick? Give a quick synopsis of.
yeah, man, tell everybody what you've been doing.
Because you know
Yeah,
we love
man.
them.
Grande Lock, the grandiloquent hip hop show, man. It's myself, Artemis Thompson, Tia
Yeah,
Abner,
Artemis. Yeah,
and
Tia.
we're hip hop old heads, and we just did our show this week. Was a full hour and a half long tribute to MF Doom.
I can't wait.
Oh yeah,
I'm
As soon
excited
as
to
I-
see it. I didn't get to watch it yet.
As
It's,
soon as I found out he
It's
passed,
a really good one.
it's hard. It's hard.
as soon
man.
as I
love
found out he
Doom.
passed, I
love
was like, I
Fuck
can't
my
wait
shit.
to see what y'all are gonna do.
Yeah. Well, what we did. I mean, I'll give you a little preview. We each picked 3 Doom tracks. It could have been off a Doom album. It could have been a Doom feature on somebody else's. And then we kind of we do like when we do record reviews, we usually pick out 3 songs and kind of like dig in. Here's what's going on. Tia, we call her the sample oracle because she
Really
Oh my god, she like picks that shit out.
yeah. She'll be like, "Oh yeah, that's the Pointer Sisters, 1976." Like, what is that? What is that?
That's a gift to be able to like
she
use
grew up,
that
in a
snippet and
in a
just.
musical family. She grew up in a musical family with a dad, I believe, who was a jazz musician. So like all this stuff just runs deep in her veins, man. And she's brilliant. Artemis, just such a dope MC and knows so many people and knows so much stuff.
Knows a lot
about
of people that
hip-hop.
we talk about, actually.
Knows like personally knows a lot of like artists and musicians who you guys end up reviewing. Like national artists and musicians. It's incredible.
Like at some point here, Tia had a new album that just came out. She's an amazing MC. She goes by the MC name Prowess the Testament. Artemis has a new project that came out within the last 3 months. So at
Two
some point
different
we're gonna get in depth about those projects. But yeah, this past week talking about Doom, it was tough, man. It was tough. But beautiful. We got a chance to really dig into a lot of his stuff, and Tia picked one of the songs from the Sade Villain mashup.
I didn't even know that was a thing. That thing was
Dude, so
awesome.
Ian, I had
deep.
2 thoughts
That's
when
deep.
I found out Doom died. I had 2 thoughts. I was like, the first thought was, holy fucking shit, fuck you, universe, fucking 2020. And then I was like, this next episode of Grande Lock is gonna be so dope.
I can't
Like,
wait.
I
I can't
just,
wait.
I'm really
excited to like go
really
through it and like really like dig into it and edit it and stuff.
I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope people enjoy it. Check out Grande Lock. So we basically said, look, it took us like an hour and a half to get through this show. We went through 9 songs and we're just like, look, this is like just surface level.
You thought I'm
of
working
Doom.
now. You should see me working then.
Hey, Marcus,
The hope is that people dig into his catalog, man, because the guy was so prolific. It seemed like he never turned down opportunities to feature on somebody's stuff. Like
dude,
people
the
that
YouTube
I never heard
videos.
of.
The YouTube videos of people talking about working with him, I like fell down this rabbit hole. There's have a chance. There's a lot of people on YouTube. There's a lot of interviews where people just they go off about how amazing he was and how great he was to work with and stuff. Like Marcus, tell the people where they can find Grande Lock.
Glad you said that. Grande Lock can be found on all the places you find us. Our YouTube channel, District of Misfits Show, all on our iTunes, on our iHeartRadio, or our TuneIn, on our Google. Anywhere you can find us, we are posting their stuff as well. And soon they will have their own set of pages. But for right now, go to our page, go to anywhere you find our stuff, you can find their stuff. And like I said, it's
Good
very,
YouTube channel.
Yeah, the YouTube channel, everything's there. You can see it's a lot. It's not live, but it's recorded, so it's a video. You can watch it. But if you don't have time to watch the video, you just need, like I said, you just want to hear the audio. You got iTunes, you got TuneIn Radio, you got Alexa, you got Google.
Our show is really good to listen to when you're in the middle of doing a bunch of mundane ass shit. So like, you got to fold some laundry, throw on throw on an episode of our show. Like, just think of something super fucking mindless that you're like, fuck, I don't want to fucking fold these fucking socks. Throw our show on. It's like, some people, you got to smoke weed before you can like do an activity, 'cause it just makes it a little less shitty or whatever. Like,
you gotta drive. Like you gotta drive to Delaware. You can listen to a whole show.
What happened to Jamie?
That's what I just said.
No,
that's
going to become a weekly segment. What happened to Jamie? Like, when we hit like the 90-minute mark is usually about when it goes down. I want to give a quick shout out to Erica and Sarah Marie and Tony Morell, my mans, and Jeremy. Who else is watching? Who else? Melanie Hunter in the house. What's up? And Phil. Yo, thank you all for tuning in. Please share, like us, and all that good stuff. So, Marcus, I think we got 40 minutes left. I think that's enough time for us to delve into
minutes.
Well, if the show was, it's theoretically on paper, it's a 2-hour show.
Is it?
I mean,
it can be.
I mean, we can do.
It can be a 2-hour show.
Did you just roll your fucking eyes at us?
Boo definitely rolled your eyes. You didn't even notice. You definitely rolled your eyes.
You know what? I don't have to explain myself to y'all. and for the record, I was raised by a black woman, so rolling my eyes is not something I'm in the habit of doing.
Why? Like, why? Jamie's not here. Jamie's not here. That doesn't mean anything to anybody.
That's racist, dude. We're not all the same.
How is that? There's only one black guy in that video.
Freedom, Marcus. Fucking freedom, okay? Fucking freedom. Son of a... Now you just throw it up meme.
Yeah, I want to throw it up.
Oh,
I had the power. I had the nuclear code.
Oh, man.
The what? The what, Marcus?
The
nuclear football.
Wait, no. He said nuclear this time. He didn't say that.
What did he say before?
He said it W style.
Yeah, he did. Yep, you said it. You said it W style.
I'm from Delaware.
Della what?
Della what? Della who?
Delaware.
Della when?
Della how?
Delaware.
Delaware. Home of the presidency. We take the train every day to work. Take a your malarkey, see?
Oh, shit.
Shoot him in the leg.
My stomach hurts.
Is that James Cagney? Is that what that is?
That is my atypical 40s gangster voice. I went on I forget who, but I went on a rant about how I hate old timey movies. Oh, I went off about how much I hate James Cagney because I was like, people didn't talk like that back then. If they did, they shouldn't have.
Agreed, Boo. Agreed.
Yes.
Ooh.
What the hell were they thinking?
What are they thinking is the question.
So I was just informed that is an artificially created accent that was invented by the movie studios back in the day.
For Bugs Bunny cartoons, right?
I'm sticking on malarkey, see? Nothing's fundamentally going to change. Why don't the cops just shoot him in the leg? See?
I'm sorry.
That's my official Joe Biden impression for the next 4 years, y'all. All right. Sorry about that fucking luck, assholes. This is what you get.
Fellow Reese's Pieces.
That's actually kind of clever. You guys are clever.
Listen, you guys know when I join you, my only request That I think this show
Fired.
not be Exhibit A in my disbarment proceedings.
No, oh, Ian, trust me, there's way worse footage than this episode that will get you this far. Come on
And
now.
we have the footage.
You've been hanging out
Canadian
with us
mystery.
with us for way too long at this point, man. Like,
It's been like 3 years.
There's Canadian
and,
mystery, there's
and
Mad
call me
Dog
crazy.
20
Call me crazy. If you haven't been disbarred by now, you're probably okay.
I mean, we're
There's
good
plenty of
compared to what
time.
we have.
Believe me.
We're good.
You never know.
Plenty of opportunity.
So,
Erica,
we've had
my Mad Dog is this flavor, banana red. I'm not a fan, but I'm gonna
first of
still
all,
drink it.
banana red is not a flavor, but
Yeah.
it's Mad
So,
Dog.
hey,
So.
here's a question. If Mad Dog
What was the-
2020,
I'm not a fan, but I'm still drinking
hey,
it.
if Mad Dog 2021 has some new flavors, what would they be?
Mad Dog
Mad Dog 2021. Tear
What
gas.
would be the question?
Patriot boot.
Regrets.
It'd be, first of all,
Twisty lemon.
Rugrat.
is Bass
Twisted
Pro Shop
tea.
is Bass
My
Pro
God.
Shop a flavor?
It's salt water.
Is Bass Pro Shop. It's tepid pond water.
Moldy paste. Is moldy paste a flavor?
What did you say, Carhartt, Ian? Is
Yeah.
Carhartt a flavor?
MD 2021.
Tastes like Liberty.
Rotten cauliflower.
It tastes like racist. Pure, unadulterated racism.
Yeah.
Red is a flavor like purple
Plantation.
and blue.
All right, you know what? I have, as someone who has definitely consumed purple drink, she's right.
She is.
Purple
No,
is a flavor.
no.
Sugar, water, purple.
Oxygen tank and cigarettes.
Now,
Now,
who are
if
you
you
going
stop
at?
watching the
Rascal.
fucking
Nobody. I'm not yelling at anybody.
Take
I'm
a
sorry.
shot. Take a shot. You're watching.
Is
the
she being
fucking game.
attacked? Is she being
She's
attacked?
watching. She's watching
All right,
the WTFs.
How are the Washington fucktas doing?
Val, take a shot.
They must be winning, according to Val's
Damn
reaction.
it!
I've seen that facial expression
I'm
before.
gonna take this hat off. I'm taking it off.
That is-
No,
oh,
they're
they're
losing.
definitely winning. Tom Brady's
Taking the
whooping,
fucking hat off.
Tom Brady's whooping that ass with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
No, not whooping the ass. Like there was a chance that maybe they could fucking tie it. Maybe at
Well,
least.
what's the score? What's the score, Val?
What's the
I don't
score?
want to
We're
say.
gonna watch it.
I
Tell
don't
us
want to
about
say.
All right, stop. How far into the game is it? Because maybe there's a chance they'll come back.
What is it? What? What'd you say?
I said,
Wait,
how
pay
far into the
attention,
game?
Val.
Where are they at in the game? What's the time? How much time is left?
2 minutes 49 seconds. The Tampa Bay assholes just scored a field goal, so that now it's just
So
How
they're
far
gonna.
ahead are they?
it's virtually
They're coming.
impossible for them to win.
I mean, are you
It
surprised?
is now. What is it?
No.
No, but there were. I mean, given that. Okay, so Alex Smith is not playing, right?
Nope.
This poor Heineken guy. I know it's not Heineken.
Heineken.
but-
Wait, is he black?
There's
No.
white.
no, he's
Okay,
not.
so I was like, if he's black and you're butchering his name, Val, that's racist. But
But he's not.
if
He's
if
not.
white,
But like,
it's cool. He's Polish. It's fine.
so. You know they had a chance. There was a chance for them. There's.
Megan, I love you, dude.
There's no
Megan.
chance.
They
Thank you,
okay,
Michael.
now it's 31-23. It was 28.
Okay, so that's a one-score
23.
game. That's a one-score game.
It is not a one-score game. Is it?
Jamie was
I
like,
mean,
"Man,
potentially,
Jamie."
yes. Okay, yes.
You could score a touchdown and a two-point conversion. So
That's not gonna happen.
you guys remember? I always like to bring this up, but do you guys remember? I was on the show when the Nationals were Game 5 of the World Series.
And
They
we
were
were
middle
mad as
three.
fuck
Oh,
that
yes.
day.
The middle three games in DC that they lost all three games, and we were all bummed out. And at one point in the show, I said, "Well, this could set up for the storybook ending.
He
Scherzer
did
comes
say
back
that. I
in
do
Game
remember
6,
that.
grinds
You
out a
did
gut
say that, and I was like,
winning performance,
shut
and then
up.
Strasburg dominates Game 7. And
I mean, we were at
what happened?
We were at
You're right.
Shout out
You're
to
right.
Shenanigans because we were at Shenanigans for a show, and we were all pissy, and you were right.
And Michael Harrison was our correspondent from the game.
Yeah, I remember that, dude. Yo, because we were fucking salty as shit. We were salty as shit. We were ready for the whole shit to go down, and then all of a sudden, like, history happened, dude. Like,
now, before anybody thinks that I brought that story up to say the Washington football team is going to come back, they're not going to do it.
They're not because they don't.
I would love it.
I mean,
I would love it.
Whatever. They came this far. They have a coach who is getting dialysis and has cancer and like
I got a question.
and got IVs all. Huh? Yeah.
Ron Rivera's getting dialysis. I don't follow the team anymore, so I don't know.
No, okay, not dialysis. He gets cancer treatment. He gets he's been getting cancer treatment. He's been getting chemotherapy, and he takes IVs like throughout the games just so he can make it through the game. And I mean, now granted he's not playing today, but like we had a guy who was our quarterback who went through 13 surgeries, was told he was first going to die, that he was going to be amputated, that he would never walk again, and he somehow got us to the wild card game.
Yeah,
I took my son to that game.
If you get a chance to watch, there's an ESPN 30 for 30, and I think it's called like Project 11 or something.
Yeah, we just watched it recently.
Like they show his leg, how fucked up
his leg is
was.
Oh my god, so fucked up.
I love horror movies, but that shit is fucked up, dude. Oh.
I watched that.
They took the cast off,
and I was like, Alex Smith, if you ever make it onto a football field, I am your biggest fan, and I love that he brought us to a division championship. Granted, in the shittiest division in like the history of the NFL, but like,
dude, the NFC East used to be gangster. The NFC East in the 80s.
We'll be back next year.
Dude.
We'll be back next year.
So, but I think it's like, just anecdotally, and I've maybe have told this story on here before. The only Washington football team game that my son has ever been to was at that game where he got his leg broken. Oh, and it was on the anniversary.
You have told this story.
And on the anniversary of Theismann getting his leg broken. And I was like, there was some weird football inception shit going on here. Val needs to take a shot for whatever that weird fumble that just happened.
I remember watching that Theismann game.
That fumble was malarkey, Val.
I don't know what's happening. It makes it look. I don't know.
That was a game.
It makes it look like I'm balding, but I'm not.
That was the game that I started being a Giants fan.
Because
I remember watching that game, and I just
when LT broke Theismann's leg.
Like a
dude, I watched that with my mom, and I cried. I was like 8 or something like that, but yeah, cried like a fucking baby. Like, yeah. But anyways, malarkey. Anyway,
malarkey.
That should have been my safe word.
That should have been. It should have been. It would have been. It would have been appropriate today.
I feel like you used malarkey before, though. So can you?
You have used it before. You can use. You can use safe words again.
I've recycled.
I've definitely recycled my.
Definitely. I mean, when you find something that works, work it. So let's let's spend a little bit of time talking about heroes, because not all heroes wear capes. And in the midst of we didn't even fucking talk about fucking Captain Caveman yet either.
Fuck that guy. I don't want to talk about Captain Caveman. He sucks.
He's been arrested.
I don't want to.
He's been arrested.
I don't want to give him any more.
Val, I will never ever be mad at you for being like, yo, fuck that dude in the face with a running chainsaw. You know what I'm saying? Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Like, he's the epitome of DC's.
I'm gonna drink for that one.
Fuck around and find out. Like,
does he ever change his shirt? Or how many black tank tops?
He's got how many black tank tops does a person need? I don't know.
I mean,
how many black?
Apparently, just one.
Well, he's got two. He's got the blank one, and he's got the one with the Punisher skull on it.
Right. You're right.
Which, by the way, you fucking assholes. If the Punisher, a.k.a. Frank Castle, if he was a real dude, he would shoot all of you in your fucking faces.
Yep.
The Punisher hates fascists, hates dirty cops, hates corrupt fucking politicians. The Punisher would kill all of you. You fucking fucks.
Punisher was my favorite book growing up.
See?
Punisher, anything Wolverine and Punisher were like my favorite books.
Dude, there was a point in time where I was like, I think the Punisher's a little too hardcore. And then actually, Ian, have you ever seen the movie, the Dolph Lundgren Punisher movie?
I have not.
Hi, Tia.
In the 90s.
Terrible.
Hey, Tia, what's up, man?
In the 90s on?
Yes.
In the 90s, they made a Punisher movie with Dolph Lundgren.
Yeah.
And we tried to keep count of how many people he killed in that movie. And after like 75, an hour into the movie, after like 75 people, we couldn't count anymore because there was just so much carnage.
You can't count past. God damn, let me start over. You can't count past 75.
What?
No, because they were killing people. Because at first it was like, oh, he shot that dude. Oh, he shot that dude. Then all of a sudden he starts blowing up like entire fucking buildings and rooms full of people. So
that's like some John Wick shit right there.
You can guesstimate maybe like what the fuck, but you couldn't accurately keep track of what the fuck he was doing after 75.
Thank you, T.
That's like some John Wick shit right there.
Yeah, and this is also like a million years ago when I saw this movie.
Yeah.
All right, so does anybody need to fill up their booze? Because I got some videos to play of heroes.
I have to go use the facilities.
Now's the perfect time to play those videos. Not all heroes wear capes. We had Mr. Twisted T, Mr. Barry Allen, aka the Twisted T Flash, on our show last week.
Twisted.
I don't know this young woman's name, but she's definitely this story involves 2 heroes and 1 fascist. Or 2 heroes, 1. If it was a video, if I could title the video, I would call it 2 heroes and 1 Karen. 2 heroes, 1 Karen. You gotta.
No, why is she bleeding? Who hit you?
That girl punched me.
Who hit you?
The black girl.
Move to the side. What?
The one black girl punched you.
So stop. I was disappointed that video wasn't backed up further, because you need to see where the woman tries to pull this woman's mask off. She's either trying to reach for her phone or trying to reach for her mask. And this woman, this hero, who ended up getting fired because of this video and fuck her job wherever the fuck she works.
I think we need to find that out.
But she was minding her own business. These people came at her, tried to pull her mask off, tried to assault her, and so she gunned this fucking bitch in the face like she deserved.
Like she deserved. Fucking deserved. Bitch.
Now we're gonna move on to part 2. Marcus,
reach out to her and give her a show.
No, I played both of them.
You gotta reach out to her and give her a show.
No. The consequences. The daughter, dude. Come on, stay with me.
That's not a video.
It's not a video? Well, throw the meme up there. If and when you can. So
not a meme. It's also not a meme. It's an article.
It's not a meme. Well, whatever the fuck it is, dude. Come on. We went over this in rehearsal.
Yeah.
We went over this in rehearsal.
And
rehearsal. I'm just yelling rehearsal.
You know what?
It feel good.
I keep telling you.
I'm just yelling rehearsal because I'm just trolling you, bro. It's all good.
All right, anyway, hold up. Tia knows. So Tia, if you can find more information out, let us know. We'll share.
Yes.
We'll talk about it.
We want her on the show if it's possible, if it's legally feasible for her to talk to us. We would love to have her on the show to tell her side of the story.
Bring her on next week.
She started a GoFundMe, but people were like, "No, take that shit down. Put your Cash App up." So we're gonna find her Cash App, and we're gonna throw that link in the comments so you could donate to her. Now the woman.
I'm sorry, I've missed it. Are you talking about Griselda?
Yeah,
Griselda.
So we haven't gotten to the Griselda part yet, but we're just about to. So.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
So the woman who got punched, the fascist who touched a black woman without her consent and assaulted her and got punched in the face in return, and it was a very technically. Like if you watch boxing and you see a dude just fucking catch one, you're like, yeah.
You want to see the punch again?
It was like,
yeah, Marcus,
that was like some like Hagler shit. Like that was like.
Wait. To contrast, notice her punch and then the white dude that tries to punch her in retaliation.
He's like,
watch her.
Oh, that was so body. Yeah.
He went let his hand. My dog. Stop it.
That's how a dog.
Sorry, I didn't mean to do that time.
My 8-year-old knows how to make one of these, dude. She don't fucking play. That old man, I don't know who the fuck. I don't know what.
That's our uncle.
That was the uncle. That was the uncle of the uncle of that girl, the one who outed her family.
So Val, since you were away while we showed the video,
yes,
you get to tell everybody about the aftermath. You get to talk about Griselda because we hadn't hit that part of the story yet.
Oh no! So no, not Griselda is the name of the woman who punched. That's her name. Ashanti.
No, Anastasia's.
Ashanti. Oh my God.
She goes by Ashanti. So her Facebook page is
no idea,
Griselda Blanco is her Facebook page. I think she goes by Ashanti.
Okay.
So
yes, that's what Tia.
Right.
That's what Tia. So
yes. So the
happened?
daughter of the woman who was punched, her name is Helena Duke. She outed not just her mom, but her uncle and her aunt, who were there, who were harassing Ashanti.
Who threw the punch? Who threw that?
Yeah, I believe that's the uncle who threw the punch, and they had apparently, which is not, you can't see in the video, they had been following her for like at least a few minutes, like trying to get her keys, trying to take her phone, trying to take her mask off, because as you see in the video, they weren't wearing masks. So they were trying to take her mask, they were trying to take her keys, her phone, and she finally was like, so they you could see in the video, they were trying to, the woman was trying to reach over, the blonde woman, reach over and grab her mask, and she was like, fuck you, punched her. And Helena Duke was like, oh, hey, mom, like, here you go. So her mom lied to her and told her that she was taking her aunt to the doctor.
Marcus?
Yeah, where's that
Marcus
tweet,
pull up
Marcus?
the tweet?
So
I'm working on it.
producer
Keep
man.
going, Val.
Anyway, so she had lied to her daughter, told her that she was taking her sister or her aunt, or whoever, that she's taking someone to the doctor, and smart Helena Duke was like, that doesn't sound right, and she just knew that they were going to the rally in DC, and I guess somebody, her cousin, had posted the video, showed her the video, and she's like, oh, there they are. She texted her mom. Her mom was like, hey, honey, how are you, the next day? And she goes, fine. How's your nose doing? Like,
Man,
her mom was like,
you can talk all this shit you want about teenagers, but like, you can't pull this type of shit with them, especially Zoomers. Like, these motherfuckers are all,
because they know more about social media than that you do. Like,
that video was viral instantly. Like, as soon as it happened, it was on Twitter and it was everywhere.
Yeah.
You can't hide from your kids in this type of world doing that type of dumb shit. Are you kidding me?
So can I?
And so, yes, go ahead, Ian.
Can I bring up something that happened in relation to this Capitol incident? So it turns out one of the people who was in my band was at the Capitol, inside the Capitol, live streaming. We had no idea that this guy was a right-wing shithead.
Excuse me, what?
Yeah,
that's crazy.
What?
Crazy. And so, like,
given like where you are, where you stand, and where Artemis is, and where he stands, and
what
the rest of your band members, like, that's crazy.
Like, what the fuck?
I know. We had no idea. The dude was the dude was
Marcus,
kind of.
You okay, dude? Marcus, where's the fucking tweet, dude? God,
I am working on it. Not always
dude, you've been working on it. Like, we have been running our.
I sent it to you. I've been talking about it, just trying to like give you time.
If you want to do it, you can do it. Because I'm trying over here.
I gave you all the lead up time I possibly could have. So this is on you. I literally tried to run my face and give you all the time in the world.
You know what? It's not working.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, non-gender conforming individuals, if y'all know somebody out there that wants to engineer for us, no offense to Marcus, like we operated as a unit of 5. If we would, if y'all have any engineering skills in technical directing and stuff, hit us up. We'd love to have you on the crew, and
it's just easier for us to have someone else on the backside, rather than poor Marcus. Like he has to
and viewing
pay
experience.
attention to the show, but then also do the producing.
He has to pay attention to the show and weather the storm of being trolled by us in real time. and push a bunch of buttons and upload shit, and he's got a traumatic brain injury. He's already at a disadvantage, and we're not making it any easier for him because we want to treat him like an equal. So that's how we roll.
So just another thing about so another thing about this daughter, Helena Duke, she is a lesbian who has a girlfriend, and she had wanted to come to DC for the Black Lives Matter protest, and her mom told her she wasn't allowed to because she said that it was going to be too violent. And then her mom got punched in the face
for not keeping her motherfucking hands to her motherfucking self.
Exactly.
Dude, hey, planet Earth, if nobody ever fucking told you this, I'm more than happy to be the first one to let you know. If you put your hands on a black woman, there is a very strong possibility she gonna touch you back, and she gonna touch you back a lot faster and a lot harder than you touched her. You heard it here first.
Marcus, I sent it again.
Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Hits on a rhinoceros, Marcus. What the fuck are you doing?
I fucking hate you guys sometimes. I fucking hate you.
I'm married into
God damn it.
Marcus, stop yelling. Ian's talking.
I'm married into a family of Guyanese women, so I know about the fast hands.
Yo, lightning quick, bro. By the time you realize what happens, you're on the fucking floor, dude. Hashtag
Not
raise
me,
my black woman.
Not me, I know better.
No, Marcus, throw that back up there again.
So hang on, look. So that's her mom. That is her mom, and that's when she was calling her out. She was like, "Hi, Mom. Remember the time you told me I shouldn't go to BLM protests because they could get too violent? This you is the fucking these kids be killing it with that shit." And for those who don't believe, she gave the evidence. She's like, "I got receipts too." Like, yep, this is my mom. This is my mom. Yeah, was she outed? Yeah, she outed the uncle and the aunt too. And then so she apparently, which is amazing, so she inspired other teenagers to out their parents, which is crazy, which is amazing and good for them.
Shout out to TikTok. Shout out to Black Twitter, because that shit has been oxygen.
TikTok's been on fire.
Black Twitter on Wednesday night reached omega level. That oh my god,
Black Twitter never fails.
As Black Americans,
Black Twitter is fucking amazing.
Well, to watch these people freak out because the government, and we're like, yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
What do you think was gonna happen?
Jack booted.
Motherfuckers, welcome to walk.
I want to be that teenager, that little tiny toddler who's like.
This isn't even welcome to now y'all are finally living in our world. They got to peer through a fucking keyhole. I almost made that symbol. I'm sorry, y'all. That sucks. We got to be able to take back the OK symbol.
People can't even use that anymore.
You can't.
When I text people about black,
you can use it. You can still use that. You can still use that if
you're
in an NBA game and you just knocked down a 3-pointer. You can run down the court.
That's different. You can't go like this. You can go like this.
Yeah, you gotta do it you gotta
go like this.
You do this.
You just can't it this way. You can't do this way.
If I can see your palms and you're not making goggles you're a racist, dude.
And then you
just start doing it like this.
In that instance, that's the only instance in which
I like your goggles. They look really good.
The goggles. Those are my superhero goggles.
You could do it like this.
But yeah, dude.
No, I can't.
I also feel like there wasn't enough appreciation for my shooting form
Oh no, you got it. I couldn't see.
I didn't see any
your wrist.
drumsticks.
I couldn't see this part of your hand, so I didn't know if you had the full rotation. Like you gotta.
But I feel like your drumstick should have been in there somewhere. Dude,
when I said Ricky Rocket from Poison and you twirled the drumstick, Ian, that made my fucking day. Because that's probably the only.
Like it was more a Tommy Lee than a Ricky Rocket, but
Ricky just popped in my head first, dude, and I'm probably like one of the only black people on planet Earth that knows who Ricky Rocket is. So
probably yes, you may well be. You may well be one of the 2 or 3 black people.
I'm being hyperbolic. I know a couple of brothers that are older than me from Pittsburgh that like grew up in the hair metal scene, like punk scene, like so yeah, they know. But yeah, we're a minority. Oh my God, Marcus!
Dude, I came up on hair metal.
He didn't even pull up. He didn't even pull up Ricky Rocket in his prime. He pulled up like Ricky Rocket after the 4th Poison reunion. You know what I'm saying?
Poison reunion, yeah.
Poison reunion number 7.
It's
the
Poison's. It was
the
Poison's
Bret Michaels
I Can't
band.
Pay My Rent tour.
Right? Don't need nothing but a rent check tour.
It's Poison's The Carnage Doesn't Pay Itself tour. The Carno Doesn't Pay Itself tour.
There it is. But Marcus, now no one can tell which one is Ricky.
I have no idea.
Just kidding. He's the one all the way on the right.
I mean,
I forget who the guitar player was. That's the first song I learned on guitar. The first song I ever taught myself on guitar was "Talk Dirty to Me."
How you get pussy with that hair? I still don't understand how you get pussy with that hair.
Dude, there was a point in time where women
that was what people liked.
Dude,
women liked men who looked like them. Apparently, I don't know.
Marcus, just like you.
Hold up, I was a hair metal guy. Let me just say this.
Like that?
Pictures.
That was pussy getting hair.
Pictures. I need pictures.
You had hair like that, Ian. You had hair like that.
Not quite. My hair wouldn't do that. My hair's a little fine. I tried to grow long hair like that, and my hair would go like this. Goes, and I was like, and my cousin was like, just keep letting it grow out. Eventually, it'll just weigh down. And my hair just kept going.
I need pictures, bro.
We need pictures, or it didn't happen.
Look on my Facebook page. I've got high school pictures.
Oh, dude, be careful what you wish for, because these assholes went on my Facebook page.
Hold please.
I need to go scrub my Facebook page, I guess.
Are you shitting me? I'm sitting here like, if I ran for office, I wouldn't scrub my Facebook. I'm going to own everything on there. These assholes came along.
Marcus, should we pull up some pictures?
Of Ian?
No, we're not allowed to pull Boo's pictures. That'd be called,
if you pull a picture of me, I will drive to Delaware and fucking cut you. That's what Ian's hair would have looked like. Either of the dudes with the black hair. That's what Ian's hair would have looked like if he had gone glam. He's the drummer from Cinderella.
I was
I'm the only black
always
person
more
on
of
the
a
East Coast
Whitesnake.
that could name what that band was without the fucking title.
I was always more of a Whitesnake guy than a Cinderella guy.
More of a he's a Rudy Sarzo man.
I mean, in all fairness, I had the Farrah Fawcett.
Quiet, right?
Come on, feel the noise, bro.
I'm feeling you.
Y'all didn't. Yeah, you weren't expecting
Ian,
the
I'm
glam
looking.
metal tutorial.
I don't see them.
You showed up to this show, the Disrespect Misfits show. We give you a little bit of everything. We talk about MF Doom. We talk about hair metal. We talk about your mom's dentures if you let us. Like we're out of control. Anyways, yeah. If you were watching,
talk about Whitesnake.
How about Whitesnake? David Coverdale.
I love Whitesnake. Yeah, David Coverdale. There you go.
Here I go again on my own. There was some of them. There was some of them Trumpers trying to storm the fucking Capitol, and that was like their inner monologue, their inner playlist that was like, well, "Here I go again," because they were trying to like climb the wall and fall to their.
God, I hope so.
Oh my God, I am so gonna look for a picture of Ian with big hair.
Ian T is climbing.
I'm looking.
T is climbing you.
Ian doesn't know where he's going, but he sure knows where he's been.
So
hanging on the promises.
I often had
Ian,
supermodels. I often had supermodels dancing on the hood of my Jaguar.
God, yeah.
Ian, again, give us a shout out to Grande
Lock, baby, the hip hop, the grandiloquent hip hop show. I think we're gonna have our own sites and shit soon. I always say, do not bother following me on social media. It's not worth it. But
Ian's tag on the show is just says, "Please don't follow me."
Please don't follow. For the love of God, please don't.
Please don't. Please don't. Twitter is a very toxic place. And my New Year's resolution has been to spend less time on Twitter. And as it's January 9th,
you failed.
You failed.
I'm watching Twitter for sheer schadenfreude. I made a promise to be more involved in my Twitter happenings, and that has been a struggle because I'm really trying to do it without rage tweeting, which is way too
So
easy.
apparently I have failed enormously with that. I can't help but to rage tweet. I can't.
I tend to rage tweet.
And I said earlier, I haven't tweeted in the probably 10 years that I've been on Twitter. I haven't tweeted at all. And
So
I've tweeted.
You are stillborn on Twitter.
I am stillborn, but yet I've now been reborn because I tweeted probably 50 times in the past 3 days.
They're like, who's this woman that's been on here since 2010 but has only got 50 tweets? And they're all they're all in like a 2 week
Seriously,
period of time.
I've I tweet I think I tweeted at every single news outlet and I bitched at all of them for calling the people who went into the Capitol when they were calling them protesters. I was like, why are you calling them protesters? These are fucking terrorists. Stop calling them protesters. Stop it.
Yeah, dude. Because here's the thing. We've talked a lot about I want to say this and then I want to start moving towards the wrapping up and the palate cleanser. But the thing that we didn't talk about, we talked about a lot of shit on the show pertaining to that, but what we didn't talk about is that they found pipe bombs.
Yes.
They found Molotov
cocktails. Yes.
Do you know how many pipe bombs have you ever found at a BLM protest? 0. How many Molotov cocktails have you found at a BLM protest? 0. How many cops have been killed in DC at a BLM protest? 0. So, to anyone who might be tuning into this, and I would like for y'all to edit this clip so that we can have a digestible bit. Anybody on here who wants to push back on me when I talk shit about the mayor and how her and her police department treat local residents that protest for justice and equality and for Black lives, when you push back on that and make excuses for her, I literally have nothing for you but these. Because if she had handled these fucking protests immaculately and the way that, if people were like, oh man, the cops, they treat everybody so well, blah, 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 she'd be taking all of the credit. So since the cops have been an epic fucking failure, in my opinion, when it comes to their treatment of not only Black Lives Matter protesters, but the kid gloves that they treated these people, she could take all the fucking blame too. Make sure you bookmark that. I will fucking put that on my face. You can make excuses for her if you fucking want to, but you can also fucking eat a bag of booze roasted fucking dicks. Cause it's bullshit. It's bullshit.
Not even booze roasted, just
politicians
straight
are
up
not.
roasted.
She's not a fucking hero. She's not your fucking friend. She's not a wartime fucking mayor. She's a mayor having to deal with a pandemic like every other fucking mayor in the goddamn country. There wasn't a pandemic when she took Bloomberg's money, Mr. fucking Stop and Frisk, and endorsed his ass. Go fuck yourselves. I don't want to fucking hear it. Don't make me have Marcus pull up the picture of Matt Sema again, because this.
Pull it up one more time. Pull it up. Why not? Just show it.
This police department is fucking racist. Period.
Keep in mind, Val and I were right across the street when Matt got shot. We were on
we were down there.
That could have easily been
we just walked around
Yeah.
the corner.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
my
my
God.
friend. That's my friend. So everyone who
Can we
wants
not
to
see
defend.
that?
All
I
right,
don't
take it down.
want
Everyone who defends the fucking mayor and make excuses for her and shit. That's all I got for you, dude. Because again, if they treated everybody nice and we didn't have the Swan Street kettle and shit like what they did to Matt, she'd be taking she's so great. She'd be taking that. So you when the shit is shitty, you take all the fucking blame for that too.
Take it.
Take it all. Kiss
Right.
my fucking black ass.
I mean that June 1, like on June 1, there were over 300 people arrested. 194 people were arrested just from Swan Street.
I think
Just
there
for
were
standing there.
Val, I think over the summer, I think that I'm guessing a number. There's somewhere around the neighborhood of 650 arrests.
Right. I'm saying in just that one day. I'm saying that one day.
Right. Let me finish.
But I guess what I'm saying is, on that one day, there were over 300 people who were arrested.
I see what
there
you're
were
doing.
There were 194 people just from that block.
Just from that block, more
on
people
Swan Street who were arrested.
More people than anybody. Yeah, the entire time that. Thank you, Val. You actually made a more succinct point than what I was going to make. Is more people got arrested at Swan Street than got arrested on this fucking day.
Yes, and that's insane. That's insane to me.
More people got arrested at Swan Street than got arrested on Tuesday and Wednesday combined.
Yes. Why? What I don't understand and what is blowing my mind and making my mind want to explode is that why didn't they just shut the Capitol down and arrest all those motherfuckers who were already in there? They had already violated so many laws. Why didn't they just close it down, arrest them, and then when the legislators and everybody, like the Congress people and like all their staff, when they were safe, then I know why. But what I'm saying, but I'm saying those people, you want to talk about kettling? Kettle those motherfuckers. You kettle them into the fucking Capitol, and then you arrest every single one of them. What did they do? They escorted those bitches out.
Wait. First they took selfies.
They took selfies. They escorted them out, and then they told them, "Thank you for coming. Fuck you, and your fucking shit."
Now, to be clear,
I'm sorry. I have a lot of rage inside of me right now.
To be clear,
Yes, you do.
To be clear, and not conflate the two. Capitol Hill Police are their own police, and that is who fucked up on Wednesday. Who our real rage and ire is directed towards is the Metropolitan Police Department, which oversees the residential part of DC, which is basically 90% of the city.
Yeah.
So
Sure. Okay, yes. Like I can but like I can be mad at the MPD. Absolutely.
Yeah, we can be mad at all of them.
And I'm mad at them, but like I'm also mad
that we were putting them together.
No, but what I'm saying is that like that should have been done at the Capitol, and anyone excusing it and saying, well, it was because of this, it was because of that. They wanted, like, people were saying, oh, well, it's because they wanted to get all of the Congress, like Senate and the House, they wanted to get them out of the way, and they wanted to get them into safety before they, before they started addressing the fucking terrorists who were inside the Capitol building.
So Val,
why?
Val, let me jump in here real quick. It's a lot easier to kettle a situation like that when you actually prepared for the possibility of something like that happening in the first place, which they did not for whatever reasons. Maybe they didn't think that anything was going to happen, or maybe they were like, again, you had officers that like were waving people in. So I'm 100% with you. 100% with you on that.
I'm not one to subscribe to conspiracy theories. at all.
Well, that's good.
At all.
But the
But
lizard
I am convinced that it was some sort of collaboration between the Capitol Police and some other entity. Like, I don't know who, but there was some sort of collaboration to ensure that these insane people came into and were able to breach the perimeter of the Capitol building and get in.
Because let's say these people have never been to the Capitol before. How do you find the Speaker of the House? How do you find?
They were told. They were directed towards the Speaker of the House. They were directed towards to Chuck Schumer's office. Like there were people who were of the law enforcement persuasion.
Do you know if they went into AOC's office or anybody from the squad? Do you know?
That I don't know. I don't know.
Like
I posted it. We would have seen it if that was a thing.
So,
but it is enraging me, and like I am beyond enraged. Like so, I have to say that, you know, so I don't post on Facebook. I don't post incendiary things on Facebook. I really don't. Right. Okay. So like in the over 12 years that I've been on Facebook, like most of the things that I post are either about my family, about my, you know, friends, about the places where I work. Like maybe like during the time that I was involved in 77, I posted a lot about that, but like I never posted anything. I never commented. I never posted anything that was deemed something to be flagged, you know, on Facebook. And I tell you, over the past 4 days, I posted more on Facebook than I've posted in the past 12 years of my time on Facebook. And I also got, I was so angry. Somebody on my friend JC's page was so mad that he had posted something that said, you know, these people are whatever, that they are terrorists or whatever he said, you know. Yes. So someone who was friends with him on Facebook had the nerve and the gall to bring his children into the conversation. And I was like, what? And I lost my shit. I think I might have told him to go fuck off at least 3 times. And then I called him a white trash piece of dog shit, waste of space. I don't even know what else I said to him. And I got flagged on Facebook. I got flagged, and they told me they asked me to reconsider my post, and I said absolutely not. And then they tried again to say there are some things on this comment that seems bullying, and I said no. And so I got flagged on Facebook. I was flagged on Facebook because I called out some piece of shit who mentioned somebody's children on Facebook. Fuck you people. Fuck all of you people. Oh my God. I have no patience for any of it anymore. I'm generally a fairly calm person on Facebook and on social media. I told you, I've tweeted over 50 times. I've commented and posted more on Facebook than I have in the 12 years that I've been a Facebook member. I can't take it. I can't.
So we are like 2 hours and some change into this.
Can I give you a quick palate cleanser?
Yeah. I was pushing for palate cleansers. Go for it.
I've got a high school picture that is the closest to white snake hair that you're going to see.
Oh, bring it. It's a mullet. It's a mullet, which is like entry level white snake hair, because I feel like all those.
It's what we used to call in high school. We used to call the butthead.
Hey, Ian, send that to me in the messenger.
I absolutely will not.
Ian's like, nah.
Ian, if you don't delete that from your Facebook page, they're just gonna fucking pull up the phone, and then the next time you're on here, they will fucking destroy you. Okay, none of us are safe. None of us are safe. Scrub your Facebook now, dude. Like, forget the bar. Forget getting disbarred. Forget getting disbarred. You need to worry about what these assholes will do once they start digging through your Facebook page. That's where the real problem is. Like, fuck, dude. So, speaking of palate cleansers, in the throes of all of this fucking shit, Ossoff and Warnock won Georgia. Georgia flipped blue.
Amazing.
You know, the House is now, the Senate is now a 50-50 split with the soon-to-be Vice President-elect Kamala Harris as the tiebreaker. Really, really hoping that, you know, they take advantage of having this advantage, take advantage of the advantage, you know, and not what I don't want to see is a repeat of 2008, where you have the majorities and the abilities to do all of these things, and then you squander the first 100 days bailing out the fucking auto industry and Wall Street instead of the working fucking people. Like, I don't have high hopes, but I'm trying to remain positive, and I'm hoping that those of you who do have high hopes I will live vicariously through you. And if those of you who do have high hopes, if your politicians disappoint you, you ain't got to go ham like these other fucking assholes did, but y'all motherfuckers better say something. Y'all, like, people make fun of brunch Democrats, et cetera, et cetera. So to the whole brunch Democrat crew, like, once this shit is in session, once he's been sworn in, these first 100 days, like, I'm a pretty outspoken person. This may come as a surprise to y'all. But yeah, here we go. Yeah. Senators Warnock and Ossoff. Yeah, I'm a little outspoken, but I made a little promise to myself that after the inauguration, I will be patient. Shout out to Stacey Abrams. Shout out to all the other activists on the ground, because she didn't do it all by herself. Yeah. There was there were a ton of other organizations, local, down there that, like, she's the tip of the spear, but Black Male Voter Project.
Okay, but so here's the thing: is like she didn't do it all herself. You're right. But the fact is that she deserves a lot of recognition because
I didn't even finish. You didn't let me finish.
But hold on, but hold on. I understand that, like, she didn't do it all herself.
You didn't let me finish making my point. I was about to fucking. You didn't let me.
Don't be Val.
Don't be Jamie.
But I'm just saying. I'm not trying to be Jamie. I'm saying that, like, she didn't do it all herself. But she also was the one who was the impetus for all those other people to come on and start fighting with her. I mean,
also Georgia, they didn't just start that in 2020. That's a 10-year. That's a 10-year project. Well, Boo, I think you've had about 75% of the speaking time anyway, man.
It's true. It's true.
What? Are you accusing me of dominating the conversation?
That wasn't.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Because that's not possible.
Oh, it's possible.
No, but Georgia's been in the works for a long time.
A long fucking time, dude.
It was not something that they started in 2018 with Stacey Abrams. Like, that has been a long-term project. To try to coalesce.
But she's
the black vote,
she's started that. I mean, it's been like 10 years plus. Like, she's been working on that, like, on trying to encourage black voters to vote. You know, I mean, that's not not something that just happened, right?
For sure.
No, it is not something that just happened. And again, the reason why I made the point that she's not the only one is because there's a fuck ton of people out there fetishizing. It was funny the first two times. There's a ton of people. There's a ton of people out there fetishizing Stacey Abrams. Like, oh man, I want to have her baby. I want to have her. Like, and like, no, dude. Stop. Because this country has a really fucking bad habit of hero worshiping black women when they fucking need it and then casting them aside when they don't. So for all the motherfuckers that are like,
Okay.
"Ah," so that's it. I'm just saying, like, so if we're gonna give credit where credit is due, again, she wasn't the only one. There are countless people that were on the ground.
But she does deserve some credit. I mean, she deserves the credit.
I never, ever said she didn't. Never, ever once. Never once.
Shout out to Stacey Abrams.
Shout out to Stacey Abrams.
And as somebody who had brunch today, let me just say that a 50-50 split in the Senate is not going to get a lot of progressive legislation through. You don't have enough votes to undo the filibuster, which means you still need 60 votes to get legislation through. So the legislation that's going to come through the Senate is going to be legislation that is approved by Joe Manchin,
centrist politics,
probably
incrementalism,
Susan Collins. Not even centrist. It's going to be more. It's more center right. It's Susan Collins, Mitt Romney. Those are the types of senators who are going to have like veto power.
You're going to need to bring them over.
If you think the Green New Deal is coming because it's a 50-50 split in the Senate, that ain't happening.
You know what I do not have?
Even a public option.
You know what I don't have?
Obamacare is probably not happening in a 50-50. I mean, these are just realities.
I agree with you. I have no aspirations whatsoever. I agree with you. I have no aspirations whatsoever that any type of progressive agenda is going to be moved forward in this particular Congress. Right. We are looking at 4 years of austerity measures and them trying to undo the damage of Trump as far as coronavirus goes, as far as the economy goes and jobs and stuff. Like,
I don't think we're going to see austerity. I think
really with Janet Yellen.
No, I don't think we're going to see austerity. I definitely don't think we're going to see austerity. I think we'll see something on infrastructure, which will provide a lot of jobs and probably, hopefully, like modernize our electrical grid and kind of put us in a position where we can transition over to, majority electrical vehicles. I think you'll see, frankly, a lot of the same stuff that we saw in the Obama administration. I think you'll see a lot of executive use of authority to get investments in clean energy, which we're really working in the Obama era. We were moving towards not fast enough for sure without like comprehensive legislation, but definitely moving towards a decarbonization of the economy. And also judges, cabinet members, you should be able to get through in a Senate in which Chuck Schumer is making the decisions as to what comes to the floor instead of Mitch McConnell. I think them winning the Georgia elections is the reason why Merrick Garland was appointed as Attorney General. Because they know that they can fill his seat on the D.C. circuit.
Was that a good pick, though, Merrick Garland, for that pick?
You know what? I don't know enough about Merrick Garland to know whether he'll be a good enough pick. I can tell you what I want in an attorney general. I want somebody who will beef up the civil rights division of the Justice Department. And from everything that I've heard, it seems like the deputies who've been selected to lead civil rights and to lead the criminal division and things like that are big time civil rights warriors. So I'm hopeful.
He was a
Justice Department without Jeff Sessions, without Bill Barr. I deal with the Justice Department every day in my job, and not having those guys around is anything over that is an improvement. Jefferson Beauregard Sessions III was a shit attorney general, and Bill Barr was garbage too. And here, if you want to see my bona fides, here's me suing the Attorney General of the United States.
Nice.
In a brief. So it's an appeal.
Well, I mean, dude, I want to feel positive. I want to hope. I want to feel like the pendulum is swinging back in the in the other direction, and there's still a lot of work to be done. I just worry, that people are still going to be suffering, people are still going to be hurting, and needing something, and then they're going to come up
get as much as you want, and you're not going to
get as much as you want, or anything at all. What worries me is that people aren't going to get anything at all.
I have a lot of friends. I have a lot of friends who are extremely progressive, and I get that, and I totally get that. I'm probably more conservative than they are, but like way more liberal than a lot of my more conservative friends. And I look at it this way. I mean, I would rather have policy be decided by the negotiation between AOC and Mitt Romney than the negotiation between AOC and go fuck yourself, which is what we have right now with Mitch McConnell running shit. Yeah. And I think if you can get some moderate Republicans to kind of maybe go independent and caucus with Democrats, we may actually get to a place. What I really want to do is I want to marginalize the people who were storming the Capitol. I want to marginalize the politicians who lied to them and told them that if we just object on January 6th in the U.S. House, that, that Trump is going to be the president again. And just lied to these people. And they lied to these people because they want their votes. And I think there's a group of Republicans that are like, we'd actually rather not have those people's votes. And I feel like there's a natural coming together of a center-left coalition that can actually govern this country and marginalize that far right. The far left, I think, is nowhere near as marginal as the far right. AOC is not whipping up soldiers to have an insurrection at the Capitol. But who is? Donald Trump is. And Josh Hawley and Ted Cruz and a lot of other, super right of center, very right-wing extremist legislators, because a lot of the moderates have simply left the Republican Party. So a lot of the Republicans that are left are like these hardcore far-right extremists. And you notice I don't call them conservatives. I never call them conservatives because they're not conservative. I feel like there's an opening, but it's definitely an opening that's probably going to disappoint a lot of progressives because it's going to have to be a center-right coalition. There aren't enough Democrats, and the way that our system is set up, there's not going to be enough Democrats to be able to move through a lot of the super progressive stuff that we want to get done in the short term. I think you have to expand an Overton window, and that's a time-consuming process. I mean, look, we think about gay marriage, think about same-sex marriage, and it seemed like that issue just turned in a millisecond. But you don't realize, like, I was arguing with people on behalf of same-sex marriage in the 90s when that was a 15% issue in public opinion. It's there's a time lag for getting stuff done. And I understand when we talk about climate that, like, we're pretty much fucking out of time. And that's a whole other issue. But in a 50-50 Senate, look, Chuck Schumer is going to decide what comes to the floor instead of Mitch McConnell. That's a plus. We can get judges appointed. The impact that Trump has had, that Trump and McConnell have had on the federal judiciary is profound, very profound. At the start of Donald Trump's tenure as president, you had a roughly 5-4 liberal majority on the Supreme Court. Now you've got a 6-3 conservative majority just 4 years later. The impact that Trump and McConnell have had on the federal courts is profound. And just getting that back to some kind of equilibrium over the next 2 to hopefully 4 years, maybe longer, that has to be a very, very serious project, because otherwise we're going to find ourselves just demographically, we're going to find ourselves a much more liberal and progressive country being run by more conservative governments, and then whatever liberal legislation we get through is going to end up getting stymied in the courts by conservative judges if we don't reestablish some equilibrium, some ideological equilibrium on the federal judiciary. So those things are, look, there's a million different ways that a Joe Biden presidency and unified Democratic control of Congress is going to be positive. But it's probably not going to result in a ton of really progressive legislation.
You know what? I agree with you. Everything makes sense. I'm way, considerably left of you. I'm also a realist, and as aspirational as my hopes for, this incoming Congress is, I know that it will not be, like I said, there's going to be a lot of focus on trying to undo damage. Yeah. Trying to undo executive orders, trying to, unfuck the damage that DeVos has done to public schools and immigration, housing, everything. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I don't expect miracles. But
there's a lot of good that can happen. There's a lot of good that can happen.
What I want to see, what would make me feel good though, is to see this post-inauguration. The people need to see an emphasis on a government that places an emphasis on our well-being.
Yeah.
Our government isn't supposed to control us or whatever, but our government is supposed to protect us.
Well, I've always said what I want the most for the Democratic Party is to be a multicultural, multiracial, multi-ethnic, working class party. Focusing on, look, if you clock into your job, we're fighting for you. We're fighting for your health care. We're fighting for your wages. We're fighting for your working conditions. We're fighting for your ability to collectively bargain. If you punch in, I don't care what your job is, if you clock into a shift, we're on your side. That's what I want the Democratic Party to be. It's not that right now. My hope is people like AOC point the way for a next generation of Democrats to be that, because there's such an opening. There's such an opening. So many of these, we talked earlier about the demographics of the Trump fandom and how it is a lot of upper class people, but there are also a lot of very working class white people who, for cultural reasons, just don't get with Democrats. And I think that there's an opening to kind of break through with a lot of working class white people and say, look, you're getting screwed the same way working class black people are getting screwed, the same way working class Latino people are getting screwed. And the problem isn't the blacks or the Latinos. The problem is the employer screwing you, the company screwing you.
Corporatists. The corporatists are the ones that are screwing you. The corporatists, these same people that are raging about, all this shit are still, and I mean, I'm guilty of it, dude. Raise your hand if you've spent money if you've given Amazon money in the last, 30 days. You know what I'm saying?
Today?
We're all guilty of feeding the beast. I didn't want to go too deep down here because this was supposed to be the palate cleanser that the Senate term blew. I'm waiting for Marcus to let me know that he's got a puppy video queued up for us. We had a palate cleanser that we were going to show at the end, but I can't remember what it was now. But while Marcus digs around,
Megan Gay shared with us, so that'll be our palate cleanser at the end.
Yeah.
Okay, so while he's doing that,
let's get out of this.
Hold on. So, Boo, the palate cleanser before all of this, all of the video and whatever, the palate cleanser is the fact that let's remember in Georgia, whatever happened in Georgia, we need to bear in mind that the two people who won, one is the first black person to win in Georgia.
First black senator in Georgia. Yep.
He's
in the South.
The South, yeah, actually in the South. Period.
So yes, South, in the South. He is also the reverend of the same church that Martin Luther King was the reverend of.
Junior.
right? So the other senator that won is
John Ossoff.
John Ossoff. He is the youngest senator to have won since who? Since Joe Biden.
And
So
now you feel this is
I know that like people don't necessarily believe in auspicious signs. But like to me, I feel like this is a sign. These are signs for better things to come. I hope.
Here's my question as a political science junkie. Here's my question about Georgia. Is Georgia now going to be more like Virginia, where it's reliably blue? Or is it going to be more like North Carolina, where it can go blue if everything falls right? Like, I think that's the question about Georgia.
If Georgia
becomes reliably blue, if Georgia's reliably blue like Virginia, all that does is just continue to narrow the path for Republicans to win presidential elections.
Well, that will require the elected people that represent Georgia enacting policies that will benefit the voter base that got them in power.
I just think that
if Ossoff and Warnock win, if Ossoff and Warnock go to DC,
they do go to DC.
Can I just finish the statement? I'm just saying, when they go to DC, when they get to DC, if what ends up happening is business as usual, they get caught up in the trappings of the fucking machine, and there's no policies that will enrich the quality of the lives of the people that got them there, then you can expect Republicans to win in the next election. The mistake that Democrats make is they fucking cater to black people, and they cater to black people, they cater to the Latin crowd for the vote, and then they get the fucking votes, and then they do not enact policies to enrich the quality of their lives. They do not. They're still too concerned with trying to win over liberal Republicans, which is a fucking unicorn. That's a mythological fucking beast. It doesn't exist.
Okay, but like I feel like I think that we're in a situation where
now I'm here.
We are in like so much shit right now.
Hey, stop yelling. We're trying to end this on a positive note.
Can we just like yes? I mean, like this is not a positive. Our positive note is that we have a black person and a Jewish person. Because I am frustrated. We have a black person and a Jewish person who has been elected to the Senate in Georgia. Let us just celebrate that. Can we just celebrate that is historical. It has never happened, and it hasn't happened. I mean, I don't
like to play identity politics.
Can we? But okay. But can we just?
I don't.
Can we just accept that this is something that has not happened before?
Well,
we are talking about things that are palate cleansers.
We're already
correct.
Here with you. You're yelling.
Right.
Made the
but I don't think. I feel like we have so much fucking negative shit. There is so much negative shit. I told you already at the very beginning that I am short.
Yeah.
I am short on temper. Like my level of acceptance and ability.
Video. We need a.
I mean, I think that we need to just.
You go, Val.
Well, we're not gonna.
We need to just acknowledge that there is some good that has happened.
No, nobody said that.
In the next couple, in the last couple of days, there has been. It is a good thing. It is a good thing that there has been these two people who have been elected in Georgia.
Tita.
Okay, that being said,
it is the thing.
We're gonna end the show. We're gonna end the show now.
Okay.
We agree.
I don't feel like you guys agreed. I feel like you were still.
I'm not gonna fucking in the fucking streets because I'm a realist, but I agree with you that it's better than the alternative.
It's better than what happened. What could have been.
Okay,
we're gonna end the DC and Misfits show. We're gonna go to Ian. Ian, you have any
final words?
Final
close
words.
this out. Yeah, we're gonna let you close this out.
Insurrection sucks. It's not good. It's not what we're about. And my whole hope is that we can marginalize that crowd and then just have like a center-left governing coalition in this country, which is going to be an improvement. It's not going to be perfect. It's not going to make everybody happy, for sure. It's probably not going to make me happy, but it's going to be an improvement. And
It's gonna be a start.
That's my hope.
Valerie.
Well, on that note, before Marcus signs us off, thank you all for tuning in. If you have not already, please like and share. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram at the District of Misfits, on Twitter at DC Misfits, on Twitch, District of Misfits Show. Did I say that right? Did I fuck that up?
Yes, you
So
did.
I closed my notes when Val was yelling at me because I was about to call her the cable. I thought she was going to take off a chocolate and fucking throw it through the goddamn screen. But yeah, YouTube, please subscribe to our channel, the District of Misfits Show. Say the whole thing. And if you are still working and collecting a check and you have the ability to help support us, please go to CrushingDC.com and purchase some of our wonderful items that are in our ever expanding menu of things. Lots of good
One
stuff.
of them being a dumb as fuck shirt.
Yeah, get your dumb as fuck shirts before they're obsolete.
Before they're
I don't know-
gone.
I don't know if they'll ever be obsolete, but
I don't
anyway.
know, but like,
Marcus-
whatever.
Marcus, take us home.
Man, that was a lot. I have to.
Val turned into me for a second. It's kind
I
of funny.
did. I couldn't. I'm sorry.
She did. She
I'm
was-
fired up.
Don't
Let me tell you,
apologize.
I have been fired up for the past few days.
Val
You
just-
fired
He's been holding that shit in for days, y'all. Like,
Which I do at the end of every show. I mute all my people at the end of the show because they just don't know when to shut the fuck up. So I do it for them. Okay. So this is where I'm at. I know this week's been very hard for a lot of us, especially for us in DC. It sucks when people come into our town and trash our town. And they think it's theirs. So for me, I think let's stay strong, guys. Let's stay strong, all of us. I know it's easier said than done. It's some bullshit. Let's stick together, because one way we're gonna get through this is sticking together. So let's stick together. Let's stay strong. Yeah, that's where I'm at. So let's thank you everybody who joined us tonight for the show. Thank you very much. We all appreciate you. We thank you and we love you, and yeah, all those things. Love you. Lucky wash your ass. And this is a video that Megan Gay has shared with us because she loves us and she thought that we should all be friends.
Thank you for being a friend.
Oh, yeah.
Travel down the road and back again.
Hey, so we started from the bottom, now we're here, girl.
It's true.
Oh, yeah.
Pal and a confidant.
This is my part right here. Ooh, oh, if I did
Everyone you knew.
the biggest gift, the biggest. Yeah, thank you for being my friend. Oh, yeah. Hallelujah.